heroic second place with a mostly brand new starting lineup, knocking out Dynasty and X Factor in the process. What a difference one tournament makes, as the future looks bright for the longest running pro team in the league. Seattle Uprising has quietly made 2 Sundays in a row, and so has Red Legion. The Legion has had a hard time both making events and getting their all-star starting lineup to events they can make. For them, the 2 8th place finishes at the only 2 events they've played are a disappointment. And speaking of disappointments, AC Diesel's talented roster has been grinding their gears this year, and they sit in 18th place as they have yet to make it to Sunday in 2022. And then there are the bottom 2 teams, Sacramento DMG and New York Extreme, who, though showing signs of improvement, have been struggling to win games. They have 2 more events to prove they still belong in the professional division. Welcome back, 2022 NXL World Cup, the Champions Cup here, center court. We're here in Kissimmee, Florida. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Rich Telford here on gosports.com. This is going to be a fun one. The top 4 teams around the world, they got buys here. They're going to go right into that top 8 position. So Dynasty, Heat, Impact, and the Tauntauns are all playing here in this set. They earned the right to be here. Dynasty, 2 major victories. They've been on such a run for the past 2 years. They got Oliver Lang back on the squad, and I see him out there to start. I don't think he's going to be starting. But yeah, then Houston Heat, man, overdue for a win. Beginning of 2020, second event, 2021. Last time they put a win on the board, but they have won multiple World Cups in the past, and man, they're definitely due for one. So we're starting point number 1, and on the breakout here, looking like Houston Heat going just 2 up the gut right away, but they do lose at least 2 bodies. Did that third one stay alive? Chad Boucher is still alive on their side, but it is a 3-on-5 situation.
Chad George in the snake for Houston Heat. Dynasty dropping a body.
Yeah, it looks like Dalton tried to make the move up there, and he gets taken out. They're also going to lose Yosh from that back center. 3-on-3 right now. Did Chad
get
shot?
Yeah, Chad 3-on-3.
I think it might be just two
2
bodies.
On 3 for Heat.
Yeah, two for Heat. This one developing quickly. They have the field spread. Tyler Harmon's still alive, playing his former squad. Chad George also played on Dynasty as well, too, years and years ago. Oh, and it looks like Tyler's going to get that crossfield kill on Archie. So the chaos created by the aggressive 2-pack of runners up the center. It's going to be a 1-on-2 situation with just Ryan Greenspan left alive. So yeah, the chaos caused worked out in Heat's favor.
That point devolved quickly.
Yeah, what a crazy. That's probably the craziest point we've seen.
I love the offense from Houston Heat, though. 2 guys go through the middle, which makes it easy for 2 other guys to fill those 50s. Yeah. And now I love the fact that Ryan Greenspan's attacking into a 2-on-1, trying to get that win.
And Ryan's going to get pinched out, trying to create some little chaos there at the end, because you got to do that when you're down bodies. But great job by Chad George and Tyler Harmon.
Great little matchup there with a hyper-aggressive play on the break and a defensive play with defense for Dynasty and aggressiveness for Houston Heat, and the aggressiveness paid off for sure. That was a great play call and a great execution by the Houston Heat players. Dynasty's going to have to go back and try to figure that out.
Yeah, that's one of those tough ones, though, right? Because you're not really planning for a double punch up the center on point number 1.
That's why I'm saying it's such a good play, right? Such a good play call.
Yeah.
Such good execution.
So we're going to see what the Tauntauns look like. There's Oliver talking to Kyle Spica. Oliver's new number is number 2.
Ole, ole, ole. Here we go. Tauntauns going to be breaking up from the blue side. Impact from the red side. Have not been able to see Tauntauns play for a few seasons. I did watch him in practice a little bit last weekend, so I'm interested in watching him play here.
The Tauntauns have been one of the longest running pro teams out there worldwide. They've been around for a long time, but you're looking at this roster. I mean, it's just a bunch of new names. As the last time that we saw the Tauntauns here in the States, and as one of the hyper competitive teams out here, and some of those guys got picked up play for Legion for years. So. But the only names I really recognize are maybe, it's the 2 Thomases, Miramont and Stepima. So other than that, it's like a bunch of new guys. So we'll see what they have to offer here. I mean, obviously they won over in Paris, and they earned the right to be in this position because that was how the setup was. They won the championship.
To make a name for yourself than right here.
It's the Champions Cup, and they won the European Championship. So that's why they're in this position.
Axel goes right to the wing, playing against his former team, gets his first elimination, and on his mirror, the bunker directly in front of him on the right side. JC gets outside to the Doritos for Impact. Impact with a 5-on-4 advantage here with position and body advantage over the Tauntauns. Impact now filling the corner, gets out there live. Again, 5-on-4 advantage for Impact, now with the better spread of the field. Justin Rabikoff goes from the tower to the little laydown insert bunker on the Dorito side. Axel switched his gun from the snake side on that wing to the Dorito side now. Same position, just cutting off the other side of the field.
Yeah, good crossfield, great crossfield spread here for Edmonton Impact. They're high in the sky, have a D2 outside wide, and now they're going to get another body out here, and yeah, looking really good.
Yeah, Impact was doing a great job on containing, and then dropped that. Nope, they didn't. They did a great job of containing, and then caught the Tauntaun player trying to fill the snake corner, Matt.
Yeah, Tauntauns tried to answer and also spread the field, but we're not able to do it. So now they're in a tough position. It's 3-on-5. And Edmonton Impact just going to be in full control. They're really good at this part of the game. Once they go up bodies, they don't really make mistakes that often at all.
They're going to be a really, really tough team to beat out here, too, if they can win 2 points. If they can go up by 2 points, they're going to be a really, really tough team to beat out here. If you look over at their 16-person coaching staff, you can see why they're going to be a very hard team to beat if they can get up by 2 people. Or by 2 points, excuse me.
Yeah. It looks like, Zach and Zane aren't even geared up. So they have John Jackson, who's a great paintball mind. They got Dave Baines, the legend. They got Bart Yakimek and his 2 sons. And so it's quite a bit of help out there.
I feel like I'm a little overmatched in the
That's a good, that's a great brain trust. As now flooding down the field. So pretty academic textbook point here for Impact. Go up 1 early, control the zone, shoot that second body, and then just don't make any mistakes. And just kind of whittle them down.
Impact paintball. You just described Impact paintball, Matt. You doing clinics? What are you doing?
I've seen him a few times.
You working with him? What's going on? You
seen a couple games
merch?
they played.
You got merch coming out? Come on, talk to me. Here comes Houston Heat. Can't wait to see the next play. Hope it's as exciting as the first one. If not, I'm going to be super disappointed.
Yeah, is Heat going to keep coming with these crazy
With the
game
Heat?
plans, or are they going to
Houston-
go a little bit more standard?
Yeah,
We'll
is
see.
Houston going to keep bringing the heat? Yeah, you would think that they would go back into a more standard game plan, hoping Dynasty would try to come up and match their fire from the first game and kind of set that trap. But we shall see. It certainly would be more fun to meet them up in the middle, at least for us.
Well, on the breakout here, point number 2, Houston Heat up by 1. And
Looks like Ryan Moorhead getting eliminated first for Houston Heat, attacking on the Trio side.
that's good kill here for Dynasty. Urena took the inside and out route to the wedge. San Monville also to the wedge for Heat.
I love San Bonville in that wedge.
Yeah, he's had some big points up the center for Houston Heat this year. And talk about big points and out of center players. Blake Yarber, this is a tailor-made field for him.
Yeah, much
that
of
center.
I'm looking snake side up there, but man, really like him being in there.
Oh, Urena comes through to clear out that 50. No one there, but lives and is now right on the other side of Sam Monville's bunker. See if Sam can get a little read and react, as Blake Yarber is going to be right behind Urena. So after Dynasty sees those two attackers up the center, they send 2 attackers of their own with their bruisers. Monville does clear out Urena, but
Blake
that's the
catches Jet George on the front
blessing of having these two guys up there, right? Because then now Blake's still alive at the 50, and he gets that kill on Chat.
Yep. Dynasty with 4. He down to just 2. He's got the Dorito corner, Dorito laydown.
Archie into the snake. Multiple-time MVP award winner. Has been a huge pickup for Dynasty this year.
Dynasty's going to pick up this point. It's going to be a tie match. Archie's going to get this 1 or 2 of these cross kills. Mrs. Tyler.
Alex Frazier also getting a spin.
Gets Ronnie.
Oh, great job here. Archie going to get that one.
Yeah,
Blake following him up too.
Archie looking real good there. And when we were talking about, I didn't want to blow it, but when we were talking about Dynasty players earlier in that juice box, I was like, I think Archie is the perfect guy to play that juice box. You know, he can be slow and methodical and then switch gears and play just perfect island ball over there. You could probably just do a video on him on how to play island ball on this kind of layout.
Also, please head on over to Go Sports and check out the rest of this biggest paintball tournament of the year. Champions Cup going down here at World Cup. After the hurricane, it all held up, so we're doing the best we can out here, and we appreciate your support. And also, if you have any friends, as we launched a new website a little while ago, and if you had an account that was not working, you have to create a new account, create a new password. So if you had an account that was not active, only the active ones got transferred over. So, and here we go. Edmonton Impact, Tauntauns, about to throw down in point number 2. See if the Tauntauns have an answer.
Yeah, I'd like to see them answer with some more offense, because I don't think they're going to beat Impact in a long, slow, methodical game out here. Tauntauns do not.
Or maybe they will, though. I don't. Obviously, that's a big ask, right? But I don't really know the style of the new Tauntauns. The Tauntauns have been an aggressive team throughout their history, and then for a while they had some guys that were both aggressive but great in scrambles. The Louis Velots of the world, right? The Tava, and so, but those guys aren't here anymore. That was the last generation. So this new squad from Tauntauns, I don't really know their style right now. We're about to find out, though.
We are about to find out. They did drop 2 on the break, so they're in a disadvantage here in a 3-on-5 against Impact. The 3 players for the Tauntauns are caught in the pocket. Nick Laval now realizes that the 3 players are caught in the pocket, goes to the top, eliminates the first player from the wing. Now is looking to eliminate the 2nd and 3rd player, which will be the juice box and the laydown brick on the D side. Nick Laval is over the top of the castle there in the middle, communicating well, talking to his guys, running his gun, making sure the guy in the juice box is feeling a lot of pressure. 5-on-2 advantage for Impact, up by a point here, so not looking to just run down the field and be savages, but slowly. Oh, they do drop a body, so 4-on-2. Looks like it might be Trevor Reeser taking the walk. I can't see who that is.
That's Drula.
Oh, Drula, okay. Drula taking the walk there for Impact over here, Snake side.
Yeah, so
now getting to that 50 on the D side, Matt.
Nick Laval has been at that 50 in the center for a while. He did get some help, because here comes Brandon Cornell is off to the races, and he's going to get 1, and that's going to be the finish. So nice job by Brandon Cornell. Great job by Nick Laval. And looks like Goldman was still alive in there too. I mean, the only body they dropped was Drula. So that's just another solid one here for Edmonton Impact to take a 2-point lead. Yeah, and Zupa was in there as well, too. The MVP from their big win in Sacramento. They're just so deep, such an embarrassment of riches. There's so many golden barrels and MVPs that are on Edmonton Impact. And there's Brandon Cornell who's setting things off on that D side.
I hear Simon screaming Ollie, 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 Ollie. I wonder if he's coming in.
Let's see. Looks like Alex, Ryan, if we could get a camera on the Dynasty boys. Yeah, everyone's just waiting for Oliver to get a spin.
1-1.
Not yet.
Dynasty breaks out pocket ball. 2 in back center, 1 in the tower, 1 in the juice box, one in the laydown. They shoot 1 player. They eliminate. Looks like maybe Tyler Harmon on the break. So 4-on-5 advantage here.
There he is, Oliver Lang, number 2.
Oliver
his
Lang,
boy Ryan
back center.
Greenspan.
Yep, filling out. There he goes.
Oliver launches. He's going to double up with Alex, and
I still remember when Oliver was teaching Matt how to play paintball.
totally. And then
sure is fun having him back.
And then, yeah, here comes Alex, and looks like a little tactical retreat here from Chad Boucher, maybe setting a trap. And now here comes Alex. Frazier's going to launch, going to come through. They're going to trade out anyway. Nice job by Alex.
Good job,
Chad
Eggs.
wasn't able to get back and set up in time.
Nope.
Chad Boucher. Chad George is still alive in the back corner of bunker.
They're checking him now, though, Matt.
4-on-4. They're going to lose Chad George. 3-on-4 in favor of Dynasty. So Dalton and Oliver still alive over there towards that D side. Getting into the snake, though, here.
Is that Arturo in the snake for Dynasty?
Yeah, unless Archie changes his head wrap up.
No,
that's Arturo.
Yeah,
Arturo's number 13. So Arturo all the way past the 50-yard line. He's going to get a free crossfield kill on Dizon.
I believe that's it, Matty.
Oliver's going to come through with Dalton. Yeah, he's going to go outside, and Dalton's going to come through, and that's going to do it. So nice job. San Diego Dynasty here. Only lost Alex, and that was a great read and react from Alex.
Yep.
It was Chad
Welcome
goes
back,
up
Oliver.
to set the trap,
Welcome back.
and then a little tactical retreat from Chad, but Alex didn't give him time to do that.
Yeah, meet violence with violence. Let's go, Alex.
So Dynasty taking a slight lead here.
Oliver didn't break his hip or anything. He looked like he was moving pretty well out there. Stayed alive the whole point.
Didn't break his hip. Yeah.
Good game, Mo.
Dalton had a good look on the D side as well too. I mean, this is going to be an interesting little back and forth battle here in these exhibition seeding matches in the top 4. Edmonton Impact up by 2 on the Tauntauns.
Yeah, Tauntauns, in my opinion, need to full send. I know it's super early in the match, but I don't, like I said, in my opinion, you're not going to beat Impact on a long, slow game out here.
Yeah, they're so good at that, right?
Yeah, especially if they can go up 1 more point. If they can go 1 more point and feel like, yeah, so they've already done it. They went 5 across the back. We lost Axel, so 4 across the backs. Oh, they're losing another. They lost J-Rab. J-Rab got a penalty. So now only 2 Impact players left alive.
2 bodies have come off for the Tauntauns.
Oh, so 3-on-2 advantage Tauntauns here. Obviously, they might not know Impact's lost all those bodies. It's really hard to see.
And these are the moments, though, right, Rich? 3-on-2, you're down by 2 to Impact. Tauntauns cannot lose this point.
Find a way to win this point no matter what.
Cannot lose a high body situation when you're playing in team of the caliber of Impact and expect to win. Got to make the most of those gifts. Penalty was assessed. Matt Jackson's really good at these low body situations, though. He's the only body left alive on the snake side.
Yeah, one of the
back
best.
box.
Literally kept AC Dallas alive for years, just doing exactly what he's doing. Him and his brother. Can you see who's in the laydown?
I can only see the edge of his pack. Okay. I think it's Reeser.
Okay.
I think Trevor Reeser.
He might want to reposition just so he can get up on his feet, back to that tower, and see a little bit better.
I mean, he's already shot 4 pods, 4 pods at his feet right now. Also with the lead too. I mean, Impact with 2. It's a 2-on-3. They're kind of inside a little bit, but you know the Tauntauns, knowing they're not going to try to. The Tauntauns, they're not trying to not make a mistake, right?
100%.
Yeah, so they're just going to lock into these lanes, and because they still have a lead, even if they lose this point, yeah, it'll be a 1-point match, but just burn as much of the clock off as possible. Anytime you're in a situation like this, that's what you want to do.
Tauntauns, I don't think they know what the count is, man. I think they knew if it was a 2-on-3, they'd be pressing up a little bit more. But like I said, all those impact guys walked off so quickly, they might have lost the count.
Yeah, I agree with you. It does appear the way the Tauntauns are playing this, like they don't know their upper body.
I agree. Especially because if that guy on the snake gets outside and no one's looking at him, he can just go on the snake and win his point.
Well, they are starting to figure it out a little bit. And, Reeser with a nice little tactical retreat to get.
That was a good move to get back to that tower.
Yeah, well, he waited to the right moment.
Yeah.
And he does give up that lane, and now the Tauntauns are on their side, but he's in a little bit of a better gunfighting spot and out slightly wider as well, too.
Yeah. Yeah, and just the ability to be on your feet there. So, here comes a big move by Matt Jackson. Tauntauns really blew up by not getting in the snake earlier.
And they don't know he's in there. Matt Jackson just made it. No one sneaky here in a snake, too.
Yeah, Trevor blew up by dying there, but had he stayed alive here, Impact would have a really good chance of pulling this point back with Matt sneaking in the snake if he can get this kill.
And Matt's just going to giddy up and go, but goes into a gun. Did he trade out? He did not. So it's a 1-on-3 situation here. Trevor Reeser looking at 3 Tauntauns.
Trevor's been eliminated already.
Okay, she got shot. Okay, so yeah, I mean, what's Matt going to do in a 1-on-3, right? So,
that's what I was saying. If Trevor would stay alive there, Matt would pull that point back probably. But, 2-on-3 in the pocket. They got outside. They did what they could. Gave a point to the Tauntauns.
It did burn some clock.
But did
burn some clock. And again, all these teams are into Sunday no matter what.
Yeah, they're just down.
And they're into the money round. Yeah. So
learn the field. Don't get injured. Run your guns. Apologize to the referees for the mistakes that you've made in the past. Whatever you got to do to put yourself in a good position to win that match going forward on Sunday.
And top eight gets paid, and the winner gets 40 grand. So there's kind of a lot at stake out for this one.
I mean, if you like money, and prestige, and winning.
So Dave Baines
10 seconds.
Talking to his boys right now, and comes Dynasty up for this next point.
Looks like Archie coming this way again.
Moorhead to D1, makes it in clean. Yosh taking some ground in the center. They are Dynasty losing Dalton out wide. Marcelo still alive.
Yosh is playing really well in practice.
Ooh, Marcelo gets shot out of that tower. And puts Dynasty in kind of a tough spot now with the loss of Dalton and Marcelo.
And with Yosh isolated up in the middle of the field like that.
You can see up and on their feet, Ryan not really feeling much pressure. Can't see a couple streams there coming his way, but going more towards the back. 4 bodies on that D side and pushing up. Here for Houston Heat, the 2-body advantage, trying to tie this game up.
Well, he's playing kind of a defensive posture in the center of the field, keeping everybody in the pocket, but they're attacking up the center of the field, so they're conservatively starting on the breakout, but then pushing pressure up the center of the field. 1-body advantage here against Dynasty. Ryan repositions from the back center to the little laydown, shooting the snake cut. Make sure Houston Heat does not slip in the snake. It's like Houston Heat with Tyler Harmon up over the top of the window now, looking for Ryan or a shot on Ryan or Yosh there in the center of the field. Ryan retreats back to the tower, gets back there alive. Yosh is looking to go. Oh, Yosh is looking to go through, and he gets caught in his hopper mat.
Yeah, I mean, again, Houston Heat with those 2 early kills really makes it tough for the last 3 players here for Dynasty. So Heat stacking up the 50s, and here comes a
Ryan
desperation run. Yeah, Ryan with a big move. Can he get a couple off of it? Well, looks like he was able to guess. Rundy's still alive over there. Tyler's still alive, and it's still a slew of Houston Heat bodies out there to tie this game up too.
We got a game.
Good.
Yeah, Houston Heat looks good there. Houston Heat looks much better on offense than they do on defense. I don't know if it's just the jersey design or what it is, but there's something. Tauntauns coming back out against Impact. Got to feel good about scoring that last point. See if they can get another one.
Looks like Wilmette going to get a spin. Jarula heading back out there with Goldman, Laval, Brandon Cornell for Edmonton Impact. And we're just getting a new look at the Tauntauns. It's been a few years since they've been rebuilding this squad. And it's just tough, right? When you have these legendary names that have been around forever, to constantly have high a level of enough talent and that work ethic required to utilize the talent that you have
and to keep the
team at a high level.
Keep focus for that long, it's tough. Tauntauns is in their first attacker career side, Matt. The other 4 guys are alive in the pocket. Impact losing their first attacker Dorito side. It looks like Brandon Cornell. So it looks like 4-on-4. Looks like it might be Mouse up here in the wing for Impact. A little bit of a different position for him.
Yeah, and Impact 8 minutes and 4 seconds left and a 1-point lead.
Impact secondaries to the Dorito corner mat. Gives them a little advantage positionally over there on the Dorito side.
4-on-4 situation as Impact lost Cornell early.
There goes the attack on the Dorito side. Goes from the Dorito corner into the Dorito 1. Giving, again, Impact a little bit of the offensive advantage here on the Dorito side. Tauntauns are trying to keep the Impact players from going up to Doritos. Reposition there from Nick Laval going from the center lay-down wedge, which is kind of a defense position, to the tower, which you can play defensively from, but you can also launch, so it gives you some offensive options as well. Tauntaun player in the wing playing a little bit more proactively than Mouse. Mouse is just really playing job-oriented here. He's making sure that absolutely nobody's going to come snake side. As I say that, he switches, looks inside.
But then he pops the top immediately to give him that same look and then goes right back. So that's a kind of a creative way, as long as you're not feeling pressure, to accomplish the goal of keeping your lane locked.
Yeah, and just put a little bit more pressure on another player.
But also to get a look across field real quick. Smart play there by one of the best.
Get a little reset. Looks like he's going to do the same thing again. Comes inside, makes sure he's clean. Starts wrapping inside. Goes forward to the wall. Comes over the top of the wall.
Body coming off right now for the Tauntauns. Thomas still alive for the Tauntauns at the wedge. Goldman in front of him. And
Mouse calling kill two, kill two. Another Tauntaun player leaving the field.
That's kill 3 for Impact right now.
Only 2 players left alive. Back center and the wing for the Tauntauns. Wing is looking snake side. Back center's looking Dorito side. There's a huge hole in the middle of the field.
Mouse on his tippy toes, just tall enough to get over the top of that thing. Oh, and then Mouse is going to commit. Here comes Mouse. He goes through and he's going to get one. Ooh, Steinman got to be careful not to get a penalty. A little bit of a baby spin out of him. And Goldman stayed alive. No penalty thrown though.
Ends up getting caught. I believe it's either 2-on-1 or 3-on-1. 3-on-1 and Toulouse player taking the walk. Tauntauns losing another point. It's going to be 3-1.
Tower. Point approved.
Yeah, so Wamet, nice job by Goldman in the center. Wamet on the D side. Laval still alive, and then Jarula holding it down as well too. It's a pretty methodical point for Edmonton Impact. Squeak out a little bit more of a lead here, and now tied up 2-2. San Diego Dynasty.
30 seconds.
We're in the pits with this new Tauntauns crew.
20 seconds.
Le mec il est en bas, il se met comme ça, il est hyper réactif et il tire.
10 seconds.
Split screen breakout. Dynasty in their characteristic blue, Houston Heat. And their
Archie getting shot at early, Matty.
jerseys. Yeah, nice shot there. Houston
Marcelo taking the walk and drawing the penalty.
Oh, penalty assessed. It's going to pull out
That's going to hurt.
Alex, and this is a tough break here for Dynasty, just down to 2.
Yeah, I saw, in practice, guys going to that tower were getting shot out a lot, Matt, and playing through it, like leg shots pretty regularly. And I knew that was going to come back to hurt some people in the event. You just get used to going through that gap and think, oh, that probably bounced, and not checking and playing.
Yarber and Urena, last 2 players left alive right now for San Diego Dynasty. Pretty sizable numerical advantage for Houston Heat.
Yeah, at least they're in good spots. They can cross it up there, communicate. But it's a 2-2 game here, and obviously Houston Heat has a big advantage, so Skinny's got to think about how much time he's going to let burn off this clock.
Yeah, and again, also, it doesn't really matter, though, right? Normally, it would.
I mean, it does, emotionally.
It does emotionally. And that's the biggest thing, is the test for these top teams is to stay in that hyper-competitive mindset that you need to fix things that are potentially broken and work on the evolving nature of this field, as it always is.
So hard to
and
get
to
those
stay
players
hyped.
to have those little conversations to make those points just a little bit better.
Yeah, I was talking to Sam Monville yesterday, and And he's like, man, I hate this because it's so hard for us. I mean, if you look at Houston Heat, they've been incredibly consistent, but they've also been dropping games in the prelims to teams they should beat on paper.
Yeah.
Multiple times. They lost to the Hurricanes. They lost to the Thunder. They've dropped games before. I think that you guys beat them.
Extreme.
Yeah, New York Extreme. So they, on paper, Houston Heat should win all those games, but they always would win enough to move on to Sunday. They've been to deep on every single Sunday, but those losses helped tune them up and get them ready to go. You know, so they need to know, obviously they're in no matter what. Everyone gets in the top 4 into the money round, but how do you keep that razor's edge sharp, right? That hyper competitive razor's edge.
Yeah, because that's what it is. It's race to the top, right? It's how whoever can get to the best level that they can accomplish by Sunday afternoon. Impact secondary out to that Dorito corner. Looks like he got out there live. Interesting. Alex back up in the wing again for Impact. Oh, J-Rab gets caught looking inside. Oh, that never happens. J-Rab gets caught in the tower looking inside. 4-on-5 advantage here for the Tauntauns. JC releasing from the Dorito corner to Dorito 1.
And he makes it clean.
JC kind of got famous for that standoff at the last event in Sacramento, where him and Boyum were trading paint for paint.
We got that on replay. I'm sure we'll see that at some point this weekend. Axel Godin, the wedge, just kind of zoned up. This 2-point lead, don't even down a body.
Yeah, control paintball, right?
Yeah, control paintball to Impact. They know that the Tauntauns need to push forward. There's only 5 minutes and 10 seconds left.
And this is really where Impact excels. If you give them position, if they're close enough where they can communicate, and you give them a couple-point margin, man, they're going to be tough to beat out here. You could have 2 of the best teams on the other side of the field, and it'd still be tough to get through those zones. They just play such good team paintball. They have such good discipline. They have very few players that try to play like all-stars. They just have really good, solid team ball. And man, if they get up on 2 points, field with big gaps like this, it's going to be tough for anybody to beat them. And you're certainly not going to beat them crossing it up in the back.
I was just thinking, I'm wondering how long the Tauntauns are going to chill in their spots and gunfight with Impact down by 2. At some point, they're going to have to try to make something happen.
Yeah, you would hope, right? If for nothing else, just for the evolution of the sport. Make sure that everybody understands that. Try to control your own destiny. Try to give yourself an opportunity to win those points and win those games. Whether you execute correctly or not, at least do the right things.
And Impact, they're going to be totally fine with this. You can see they're just rolling their guns.
Yeah, and none of the Tauntauns guys have left their primary spots, Matty. They all got to their primary spots. That was just dropped anchor.
That was our D side angle that was just on your screen, and then this is the standard angle you normally see from the snake side. The Tauntauns have been at that 50, and then their teammate Axel Godin, who helped them win the last event, get them here, plays with Impact because that's his normal team over here in the States. But yeah, that's the battle going down right now.
And the way that works, just so you guys know, is you play with the team that pays you the most. That's the way that works.
Here comes Axel. He's going to cut through and probably going to trade out in this engagement. Decides to go right into the gun. Yeah, there's the trade, but JC plays off that perfect, and that takes that 50 on the D side. And here goes another battle. And then JC's going to trade out with Miramont. Reeser on his feet. Moved over to the tower, talking it up back and forth with Jackson over here on the snake side.
Impact still with 1 player in the 2, 3 in the 4. That's the snake insert, back center, and the tower on the Dorito side.
Tauntauns make a move into D4. And now at the 50-yard line here on your screen. It's our D-side cam. 50-yard line wrapping around for the Tauntauns.
It's nice. It's so nice to finally have that shot. We've been trying for a long time. Great shot of him wrapping there, putting pressure on that tower player. Tower goes inside.
Well, here comes big bite from Trevor Reeser.
Nice read there. Caught Trevor. Tauntauns are going to win this point, Matty.
Yeah, Tauntauns make this one interesting here.
I don't know how they turned that around. Impact just closed very poorly there, and they don't usually do that. It was a 3-on-2. Impact just lost a 3-on-2 in position. Can you look that up for me last time that happened, please?
It's 1885.
And what time was that?
It was at 4:15.
Okay, thank you. I thought that's what it was. I just had a couple dates rattling around there. Houston Heat coming back out.
Yeah, hey man, Tauntauns with this new squad. I know they've been working on this team for a while, but for all the fans over here in the States, even if you've been watching for years, you've seen the Tauntauns, 5, 6, 7 years ago. But this is a new squad for everybody. So to hang with with Impact right now, who's won the last 2 events,
For sure.
they haven't won yet, and they're still down, but they're not getting blown out. It's close. It's a 1-point match. We're in the pits. Tauntauns coach talking to his boys. Houston Heat, San Diego Dynasty. Also a game here.
10 seconds.
Houston Heat up by 1.
It wasn't him. It was the dude going up to the
And looks like Ollie gonna get a spin.
On.
On the breakout.
Dynasty running and shooting to the snake corner with Arturo, and looks like he got out there live, mate. That's big. Tyler Harmer releasing from back center, filling that little wedge for Houston Heat. 1-point game here with 7+ left.
So Greenspan and Lang in that backfield, and also with, looks like Alex in that backed off area from that, and then the mini wall is going to launch into the tower, and he's going to make it clean as Heat also launching there into the wedge as well. Here comes Alex. Alex going to get to the 50. Yep. And here comes Oliver. Oliver with a pretty big bite, and he's also going to coast the 50 and go up and over the top on his tippy toes here, trying to get a kill.
Alex gets a kill.
Alex Frazier and Oliver Lang up the center right now for San Diego Dynasty with 7 minutes left, down by 1.
5-on-4 advantage for Dynasty. Oliver gets his first kill.
Oliver gets that kill on Moorhead.
5-on-2, 5-on-3 now.
Moorhead did not know that Lang had made the move.
Looks like Dynasty lost one from the corner. It's Arturo.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, right? There's no one on this side. He was the island over here, and he comes off, so their bodies are now up the center and on that D side, past the 50. Oliver's looking for it. Looks like Dalton. Another 2 bodies come off for Houston Heat, and then
Alex and Oliver having great games up there. Dalton finishing the point. And there's the cheer for Oliver Lang. If you haven't noticed, he's pretty popular.
just a bit, right?
Just a bit. They tried to have a practice and basically had to shut down the whole event because there were so many people watching the practice that they couldn't play. It was both amazing and sad.
And you guys have a chance to go check out the Hormesis booth. You should. It's like a magical.
If you want to get stuff, get there soon.
It's like a magical hippie den of amazing paintball goodness in there. It smells like spiced vanilla.
I love it.
Yeah.
Go in there, get a massage.
And there is the legend himself, Oliver Lang, in his return.
30 seconds.
And it's really because of the fans, man. The fans summoned the genie out of the bottle. And also make sure you head on over to Go Sports and watch the rest of this
20 seconds.
amazing tournament that we're about to see go down here. Battle of the top 4 teams currently in this set. After this is going to be Infamous and DMG Thunder and the Ironmen. We also have the Commanders Cup today, Army and versus Navy and Marines and Air Force. It's the Marines' birthday yesterday, and it is Veterans Day today. We still got a lot of paintball to play today, as we lost today because of the hurricane. Back into this one. Close battle. Tauntauns only down by 1, but only 2 minutes left to go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see in the first few seconds of this point if one of these teams can establish position on the field. Both teams pretty much mirrored up. Tauntauns does have one attacker outside on the D side in the large Dorito. Mouse is here in a defensive position. Oh, Tauntauns go forward to try to get Mouse on the cross shot, but get caught going into Impact's side of the field. 4-on-5 advantage here now for Impact. Up by a point.
Yeah, and Impact with 4 bodies really locked in the center. No outside movement right now for Edmonton Impact. There's no one outside on the snake. They have a body in D1. That's the farthest body over. Mouse is the farthest body over.
He's got the juice box behind
Oh,
him.
he's got his juice box behind him.
I think that's their
They're
look.
pretty even.
Yeah.
It's actually Derulo, but Derulo's looking towards that D side. Sorry, I'm completely blocked out from that spot.
Bit back and forth here. Tauntaun stuck in the pocket with the juice box back center and the center lay down.
60 seconds.
60 seconds left in the match.
See when the Tauntauns launch, as they will launch at some point in time.
You would hope. Impact with inside out. Pretty strong on this field. They got the tower, the Dorito, and the wedge all looking snake side. They got the juice box and the little lay down looking Dorito side. That's their cross. That's how they feel they can control the field the best.
Down to 34
In
seconds
those
now.
spots. Yeah, Impact has the right 5 spots to lock this field down. It's
Yeah,
very challenging to break that.
I'm also wondering, too, because, again, these teams are going to be in the money rounds no matter what, if they will be risking situations like this.
Right.
I mean, obviously, you don't want to take a loss, but if you can play a lot of points, it's going to give you different looks and see where the mistakes potentially are. But also, you don't want to get anybody hurt, as everyone's into the money round in this top 4 regardless. And that does appear to be the case, yeah. So, typically we'd be criticizing the Tauntauns for not trying to make moves with only down by 1 point. But I can understand.
Yep. Save it for when it matters.
Yeah, and wasn't bad look for the Tauntauns, man. Put up a couple points against Impact.
Yeah.
Keeping within 1. Not a bad loss at all. So
30 seconds.
now Dynasty and Heat tied up 3-3.
20 seconds.
Yeah, appreciate this kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, making it entertaining. So we got Greenspan coming out with Yosh, Archie Montemayor. Got Dalton Vanderbilt, Marcelo Margot. Yeah, interesting. I mean, how's Kevin Brettauer going to run the lines, right?
Right.
He's got a ton of bodies. Do you stick with those lines, hybrid lines? I'm sure he's got lots of different options, but it just depends on how it's going to go down. Yosh taking some ground with Greenspan up the center of the field.
5 life for both teams.
And
Chad George took a big bite on the snake side for Houston Heat map, but I just can't see where he went.
Chad George has had some ankle issues, but I saw him yesterday. We were at the Heat house for a long time, and he said he feels really good right now. So I'm hoping for Heat's chances that ankle holds up because, Chad George is an all-star phenom snake player and has been forever. So
yeah, he could
they
be
need him.
for that team.
Oop, Tyler Harmon gets his eye dotted from the tower and taking the walk.
2 points he's walked early.
Dizon's going to take that spot there, far right corner of your screen there from the blue side.
Good fill for Ronnie. A little bit more than 5 minutes left, Maddie. Dynasty with the small Dorito, the center can, snake wing, the juice box, and the tower. So all 5 guys kind of still in the pocket. Houston Heat in similar positions, down 1 player. Good communication from both teams.
And then Archie's going to scurry out, gets into the insert bunker snake side. The Aztec looks like he's up and on his feet and wrapping around, maybe wants to go into the snake.
Yeah, now he's going to put more pressure on Chad George.
Yeah, Houston Heat in a little bit more of a defensive posture because of the ground that Dynasty has up the center. But as I say that, Ronnie gets out of the tower, goes outside to inside to D1. Chad George still at the, he's mirrored up with Archie, shooting inside, and Monville's right beside him.
Ryan Greenspan releasing from the wing into the wall, looking snake side, looking to cut off Chad George. Archie sees Ryan make that move, switches from outside and snake insert to inside, so he's looking Dorito side now with Yosh. Kind of on the same cut. Marcelo's looking that way as well. 3 Dynasty players all on that same cut.
Yeah, so Houston Heat battling from their spots currently right now in the same positions. And Greenspan trying to lock things up from that center. Control that zone here. Snake side, keep Chad George out of the snake. With 4-2 left to go.
Yeah, Dynasty in good position here. Up by 1 body. Houston Heat's threatening here. But Ronnie's got to get out of that little Dorito, get outside to one of those big Doritos. And Chad George needs to get outside of that snake insert and get into that snake. And even if they do that, they don't really have anybody to go through the center of the field. Archie's got to stay alive here for Dynasty. He's the key player right now for Dynasty. If he gets shot over here...
Well, you say the same thing for Chad George, right? I mean,
100%, yeah.
But Chad has Sam right beside him, so he's not on an island. But, I mean, Dynasty's just in a really good spot. It's what are they going to do with these spots, right? Because Heat's dug in pretty good right now.
I think they just found 1 body they called Utah, which I believe is and Utah's back left, maybe. Yep. Back left releases, go to the Dorito. Dynasty now releases, gets to Dorito 2. Houston Heat getting a paint check in the Dorito over here. Looks like he's okay.
Day's clean, so D1 and D2, inside and outside right now for
3 Matt, or that's 4.
249.
49 as Archie sneaks into the snake mat. Ryan Dizon gets shot.
key kill right now for San Diego Dynasty to try to put a
time to
potential
run
winning
today.
point on the board. And tactical retreat for Fedorov.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going.
He went to the back corner bunker.
I know where he went, but 3-3 down by 2 players. I don't know if running backwards is going to give you your best chance for moving forward.
Yosh moves up into the 50 at the wall, and here comes Archie Montemayor really now all the way onto Houston Heat's side with Chad Jordan San Monville in front of him. You got Fedorov. You can see there in the left-hand corner of your screen. He's at the can, and he's going to pop the top. Oh, and trades out with Chad. Little snapshot there. Monville's still alive, trying to keep Greenspan from getting out. Greenspan and Monville locked in a gunfight.
2:30, Matty. 2-on-3. Advantage Dynasty.
Dynasty with Greenspan going to get a retreat back to get himself a better angle, more outside contain, and allow him to get in the snake. And he does with 2 minutes left to go.
Houston Heat playing really well, but could tighten up their containment snake side a little bit. They let 2 guys fill outside and into the snake.
Greenspan's been stacking up MVPs the past couple seasons during this Dynasty's big run, still just elite of elite at 40 years old. And that's going to force the concession, so nice job by Ryan Greenspan to get out here when he needed to. Had to make a bunch of moves to do it, but also great job by Marcelo, Yosh, and Dalton to stay alive in that.
And Archie the first one, too,
He was
right?
the first one to go. Yeah, Archie, and he's just been doing that so well this year as basically the first attacker on the snake side. We're doing interviews for our year-end documentary, and it was interesting. There's Oliver. But Archie didn't expect to be the first attacker in the snake. He didn't come on a team and, hey, that's going to be my role, but that's kind of what's happened.
It's working.
Normally this kid would get no one playing over here. No.
And also talking about those MVPs that Ryan and Archie has been stacking up. Marcelo's won some of them too. Alex Frazier, Blake Yarber. And that's what they get right there on your screen. The Golden Barrel, Top Gun Award, and also we have cash for best move of the prelims, and courtesy McKinley Mosley and Associates. We have a Lux that Adam Gardner just handed to me. It's the lyric text.
It's nice of him.
And Giphy. So we're giving you guys more information about that. That is also going to go to the MVP. And we're giving away one of the fans too. So again, we'll give you guys more information. Also Bunker Kings giving away $500. It's getting awesome, to be honest.
Getting amazing.
Silver Belly Whiskey's giving a great whiskey bottle and $500. The best defensive moving player. Yeah, it's getting really fun right now. And it looks like timeout being called here, and we're just focusing on this one after the conclusion of the long points impact in the Tauntauns. Houston Heat down by 1 to Dynasty. Not a lot of time left. Well, do you think Houston Heat goes back to the double up the center? Crazy move they had to start this out.
I mean, I hope they do, but also I would.
Yeah, what is Coach Todd Martinez going to roll with? Or is offensive coordinators calls McKenna going to be like, all right, Todd, I think I got it. Let's do this. They're picking up on some tendencies.
Can we do the 21 Alpha? Can we do the 21 Alpha? All right, we'll do it. I just feel like people trust us too much when they hand us these really nice guns and just walk away. You know what I mean?
Maybe you.
I didn't say, hey, I won't take this gun.
I mean, you're the one that's from Modesto.
By the way, I have a new gun for sale. If anybody's interested, hit me up on the D.
It's unique. It's one of two.
What are you doing down here? What are you doing down here? Get out of here. Let my dog know if
All right, so crucial point right now. Could be deciding this one. Dynasty. Well, if they hold on, obviously they're going to win. Houston Heat needs one to tie. Dynasty put one up. That's regardless of the time. It's probably going to do it because there's just not enough time really left. If Dynasty does win this next one.
And remember, whichever one of these teams loses is going home. Their World Cup is over.
That is also not true.
Houston Heat drops their first one on the break.
They get a body out wide with Chad. No, Chad George taking the walk as well too. But a bomb goes off on Dynasty's side.
Oh, Dynasty down to 2, Matt.
Dynasty loses Yosh, Marcelo, and Alex, and they might be using Blake.
Yeah. Houston Heat with the fast point, Matty.
Yeah, Houston Heat. It wasn't looking good for him to start when I looked over the last bodies, but just winning a lot of gunfights. Is there a penalty that I didn't see? I don't see any flags on the ground.
No, I was counting Houston Heat walking out, and I looked over, and there's 3 blue jerseys walking off. Archie, only player left now. He's hiding in that snake corner, but tough spot. Houston Heat's going to win this. It's going to tie up the match, and there's going to be less than 60 seconds. Thank you.
Getting a pretty good match here.
Yeah.
Glimpse of Sunday performances out here.
Nice work, boys.
Yeah, I was hoping for some good games in these exhibition / seeding matches, and we got 2 of them already. So, because the Impact Tauntauns ones was pretty solid as well too. So Heat now with the momentum. See if they can hang on here and keep that going. What do you think, Dynasty, Heat? I mean, Heat obviously, you know, fighting back in this one. And then which line is who's going to get sent out for this one?
Are they going to do overtime in these?
Yeah, got to figure a winner.
I think it goes to overtime. Unless Heat just blows through. I don't think Dynasty will go.
You think Heat's going to try to get it?
Yeah.
I mean, Heat is notorious for stealing these ones, but Dynasty's done that too. So
It's going to take a little bit more time to get out for this next match because we're in true Xball here. 2-on-2.
So tense moments right now. You know, the thing is you know, talking to these guys about these games with the top 4, because none of these guys have been in this situation. They're not used to coming in and not having it count, like every single point count. You have to scrap through the prelims and fight to get in there. So they're just not used to that. And you know, how do you treat these games, right?
Yeah.
Mentally, obviously you want to treat them like you would normally treat it.
How do you get up, but not too up? How do you take it seriously?
So yeah, timeout call. Looks like Heat has their line. They're going to send out Smith, Fedorov. Another timeout looks like called Chad George, and looks like Dizon was coming out, but now he's going to go back.
Yeah, I thought we might saw Smith in the wall a little bit just because he's so tall, but we haven't seen him up there yet.
He's gotten a lot of spins this year. It's an interesting story too between both Monville and Smith. They've both in the past 3-4 seasons decided to coach at one point in time, and then come back and play, and then come back and play really well. You know, I mean, both Smith and Monville have had some big moments.
Right? Perspective's huge, man. Here we go. Getting ready to jump in this match. 30 seconds left. Dynasty breaking up from the blue side. Houston Heat. Sorry, Dynasty from the red side. Houston Heat from the blue side.
20 seconds.
20 seconds to go before the start of this point. Tied up. Houston Heat on your screen.
10 seconds.
Here we go. Looks like Archie's going to break in snake side. Probably just go to the juice box. Yep, Archie holds up. Dynasty goes pocket play.
And then here goes Greenspan. He's going to release and go to the wedge. And split screen breakout.
Houston Heat drops 2, Matt.
Yeah, great breakout here for Dynasty with 40 seconds left. They have 5 alive, and they lose Archie, but they shoot Tyler.
Archie trying to trade it.
4-on-2, it looks like now.
Yeah, Dynasty can win this point here, Matty. 4-on-2, they can afford to crash through right now.
Yeah, they definitely have the advantage, too. They know the count and where the bodies are. They're going to get the kill in the back center. Just one body left alive. Are they going to have time to release?
Yes.
They definitely have the bodies and the time, but just 20 seconds left right now. Got to get things going.
Yosh rattling the snake.
One more kill in that back corner bunker to steal this win, and they don't know where the bodies are. Greenspan launches, he's shooting everybody, and they finally are going to get that kill to the back center when just 5 seconds left. Dynasty will be taking the victory here, and that is going to do it. So,
good match.
but with 7 seconds left, are they going to run that off? Or, I mean, we typically will play a second point in situations like this.
I'm guessing they run it off. Seeing that doesn't really matter. You know, there's no spread really or anything, right? Except for the seeding.
Yeah, again, this is uncharted territory that we're all in. These games in the top 4 are for seeding. In that 4, you know, where you're going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then depending on who they match up with. But I haven't heard game time over yet from the clock. So Marcel's looking out there, probably wondering the same thing. I don't know why they didn't just run the time down. Maybe they didn't have a time to head check and knew it was close, right?
Yeah. Refs are walking in, but still don't know for sure.
Yeah, until we see those goggles come off.
We're gonna play it.
Sounds like they're playing it.
They're going to play it. This is why it's like, this could get really
Highly
interesting.
questionable. I don't think so. I think they're both just going to sit back.
Yeah. Well, look at if this was, you know, in the other for the 20 teams, the 7 seconds is huge. We've seen teams. I mean, Houston Heat has done this with 7 seconds, steal a win at the very end or push a game into overtime with this amount of time on the clock. So, but seeing as these teams are already into the money round no matter what, I'm wondering if Heat's going to risk an injury to somebody, because normally this is when you have to go Superman dive over it and flip over the buzzer. And so I don't know. I mean, Chad Boucher is going out there, and this is his stock and trade.
Mr. 7 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, at first it was Malloy with his Mr. 9 seconds, and then it was 7 second
So
Chad,
7
7 second
Chad.
Boucher.
Yeah, I don't think they full send it just because, you know, risking getting somebody hurt or something.
That's what I'm thinking,
I mean,
right?
Really, for the fans and for the commentators, they should. Like, it should be mandatory. You have to full send both
Totally.
squads.
Yeah.
But, I mean, whatever. If they just want to be smart and try to win a tournament, whatever.
About to find out here. Is Heat going to send it? And it looks like they are, because here comes Chad Boucher, and he's going to run up. He pauses for just a second, and then he gets cut in half. But then 2 more bodies pushing up on that D side, but just not enough time. You have to pretty much run the entire length of the field at a dead sprint in order to get there in 7 seconds. So Dynasty is going to take the win here away from Houston Heat, but it was a fun one to watch, and the return of Oliver Lane got a couple spins, got a couple kills out there. Whole team got some spins and looked pretty good. And Edmonton Impact took the victory against Tauntauns, but that was a 3-2 game. Next up is going to be Infamous and DMG Thunder and the Ironmen here at the NXL World Cup, the Champions Cup, brought to you by Bunker Kings. We'll be back. Stick with us.
all very dedicated and have a lot of passion and love for the sport. I think that these girls are very hungry and they're ready to go prove to everybody what they can do. aggressive, be ready for us, and be ready for us to be on their side of the field. We are.
Paintball has always been slightly an obsession, and I think that's the same for a lot of the girls out here. We're all super thrilled to be out here. We all want to show our skill set and that we belong out here. We have a lot of fast players and we have a really strong center presence. We're not afraid to get dirty and we're not afraid to get down and bunker some fools. We are the Sacramento Diamonds.
On Team Heroines, we kind of have a saying, be your own heroine. You have to take control of the situation. You have to make yourself better. You have to hold yourself accountable. You are responsible for your success and for your dedication.
A lot of us have been together for almost 4 years. Girls that we have picked up, they've been in the sport for a while. They've got something that you just can't teach.
Anybody will go anywhere at any time. We're unpredictable. Once we get to our bunkers and we're playing 5-on-5 paintball, our fundamentals are some of the sharpest in the league. Being your own heroine is just holding ourselves to the highest possible standard and making sure that we set a good example for the next generation of women coming through. We are the heroines.
We are all, I think we kind of have one of the newest rosters on Vibe, and so I think people are not expecting very much. I would say that we are methodically aggressive. We know how to pull it in when we need to, and we know how to push when we need to. Ashley G and Leslie Cluis, they have the strongest voices on the team, and they kind of bring us back to like, this is the moment, this is what we're doing. Brittany Bangs on the snake side, she has been playing paintball for like 5 months. Y'all need to be watching Brittany because she's coming for you. We are.
The control is smaller, lighter, perfectly balanced, and comes with an industry-first angle indicator that will help you make the first shot every time. Front players love it. They can effortlessly run and shoot with perfect balance, and back players love the increased field of vision that comes with a lower profile. And every player loves the fact that it's easy to use, clean, and of course, never jams. Take it apart and put it back together in seconds. Using a pull tab in the rear of the loader, the drive cone and ball tray are also magnetic and can be easily removed for a more thorough cleaning. Soft on paint and never jams, the Control has an upgraded magnetic drive cone with removable rubber fingers that are not only soft on paint, but never jam on junky paint.
Welcome back, 2022 NXL World Cup, the Champions Cup going down here, brought to you by Bunker Kings. We are in Kissimmee, Florida, across the street from the Gaylord Palms. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Rich Telford, and so very much looking forward to seeing how the rest of this tournament's going to go down here. Day one, we had Hurricane Nicole come through and cause us to shed an entire day of competition. So it went from 4 days to 3. We had to reseed the pro brackets, and we've just been trying to figure it out, batting the hatches down. And a big shout out to the NXL crew and GoSports crew for us to be able to have a tournament to play and a tournament to watch. And thank you guys so much for joining us here. Right now, Infamous and DMG Thunder and the Ironmen. What do you think? Thunder beat DMG and the Ironmen beat Infamous. Let's start with that one, Rich. What are your thoughts?
I think Infamous is going to beat DMG. I think DMG really looked like they were struggling, and Infamous obviously lost, but just they look well, really good the first few points, and we know that they start kind of slow. So if they can play this match the way they started that first match, I think they're going to be stronger. Unless DMG comes back with that offense we saw early and late in their match, but probably advantage for Infamous, right?
I definitely agree, man. That's an accurate breakdown. DMG just with their backs against the wall, the fact that they're a pro team is at stake right now, because if they don't have, and it's right now. I mean, they have to win this game and ideally win the next game, and then hope that the Saints are extra terrible. I mean, that's really the big ask, and unfortunately, it looks like DMG is going to start with a penalty, so that's good for Infamous.
5-on-3 advantage here for Infamous.
Now, Infamous have got to be a little frustrated, obviously, because they lost to the Ironmen and they lost by a decent margin. So they need a big win themselves.
And they started off looking so good against the Ironmen, and just once they got, once the Ironmen came back from offense, they just had no answer.
Yeah.
Oh, gets them clean. Ryan Hall going through the middle, getting Boyum clean.
Ryan Hall's had a couple nice moves from that position. So Infamous trying to finish it off from that D side with Harrison Fries. Harrison Fries going to be making the move to try to close out and get that last kill on Boyum, as Dylan, the last player alive.
And really that point was over once that first player from Damage got shot, made that decision, continued to play, drew the penalty, and then put DMG in a 5-on-3 with Infamous in good field position. So good first point there for Infamous. Another challenging point for DMG. Hopefully they figure out what they need to figure out. Thunder now taking the walk onto the red side field. Looked almost perfect in their first match, I believe, only dropping 1 point. Getting ready to play against the Ironmen, who looked not perfect, but really, really good against Infamous in their first match. So this should be interesting.
I don't think they did drop. I think it was a
thought it was 6-1,
mercy
wasn't
rule.
it?
No,
it was 7-0.
Yeah, I think it was a or 6-0. I don't think.
I
DMG
think you're right.
put
I
up
was
a
thinking of
point.
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, Seattle Thunder looked excellent.
Perfect. Yeah.
And the Ironmen were very scrappy in a come from behind win against Infamous.
5 life for both teams, Matt. Nope, Ironman. Is that one Ironman taking a walk on the snake side? Yeah, no, it's cameraman with the red jersey, sorry.
Yeah, so
5-on-5.
Nita up to the center of the field and wrapping around here. We've seen him pretty relentless up there. And Ironmen have had different bodies play up that center. Nita's been up there. Nick Sloviak's been up there.
Yeah, Nita's locking down a lane, though, that nobody's in, Matty. He's locking down the 2-3 cut or the 1-2 cut on the drill side, and the closest player is in the tower or the lay-down bunker.
Talking to people that have played Thunder this year, Rich, I got some long interviews with some Houston Heat players for our year-end documentary that we're working on, and they were just impressed at the discipline that Thunder has and how disciplined they've been.
That's their real strength, yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Elaborate a bit.
Thunder's real strength is, and it always has been, kind of from both of those squads, is just that real strong team ball. They're really good shooters on the break. They rarely risk bodies early, so they don't lose anybody early. So they're almost always in an advantage on the break. So they're either even on bodies or they contain the field. They do a really good job of containing, and they do a really good job of just locking the lanes down. Where, like we talked about earlier, some teams are looking to get a gunfight, put a guy in a go. These guys are looking to just pump that gap, force you to lose your patience, cross the gap, get shot, and just kind of stay up on body, up on field control the whole time. Just complete control paintball, no chaos, no superstar stuff, no, one guy shooting 3 guys, just all guys going out there to do their job, point in and point out, and achieving a higher goal than they could as individuals. They lose their first player over here in the juice box, though, so Thunder down 1.
No, I thought it was an accurate breakdown, but to me, what's so fascinating about that is that almost, I can't remember that's ever happened at this high of a level with the merger of teams, and that they did it this quick. So
that really speaks to the maturity of both of the teams that merged, or the players, at least, of the players that merged. Because usually there's all the the infighting and the jealousy and the I'm better than you are, fighting kind of for position of play time.
Wait, what? That happens?
Yeah.
So Keys is up pretty close. He's at the wedge with Nita. Nita's been at that wedge for the Ironmen for a while. Looks like they also have D3. So the Ironmen are moving up the field and getting into positions.
So what I like, Matty, is that they've moved into these positions. But against Thunder, you have to plan on going all the way through. And as I say that, they do it on the Drio side. Looks like Nicola goes through and gets 1, 2, maybe 3. Looks like he gets 2.
Oh, man, Kyle's getting so good.
Yeah, Kyle just blew that side wide open, and that's what you have to be willing to do. You have to go onto their side of the field because they're going to zone up your side of the field too well.
Yeah, now it was, there still is a body left alive. So in that chaos, so Kyle goes through and gets a bunch, but there's still one body left alive, and it looks like actually Keys is going to make quick work of him. So Al Fernandez, who had an outstanding first game for the Ironmen, he was alive during all that, kind of as the anchor over here on the Snake side. But good point by Keys, good point by Nita, and Kyle just blowing it open.
And historically, when Al's been playing well and when Nick is playing well, the Ironmen have been doing pretty well. So that bodes well for the Ironmen.
The Ironmen are also playing hyped right now. They're playing with energy. You can see the pep in their step. They feel confident. They have a bit of that swagger, and you need that, man. You really do need that to be a top team. We saw the Lucky 15s beat Legion this morning, and then they lost their second game to Revo, but they have that swagger needed to be really, really good.
Yeah.
It's just when can they get there, right? But
yeah, and how long can they keep, like how consistent can you be? Like how long can you keep that swagger at a high level, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Ironmen had that in that desperation situation that they had in Sacramento.
100%.
They really felt the magnitude of that moment.
Point instead of just waiting for the overtime.
Totally. And so I'm seeing that a little bit out of the Ironmen right now, which could be really good for them here at this event. Obviously, they got their hands full with Thunder. Thunder is becoming one of those teams that they could be a top team. How long is it going to take? We don't know, but they've shown they can beat top teams.
Good shot there of Thomas Taylor, Callie Rudolph. Zach Patient breaks.
Tim Brussel back with some speed, taking ground all the way to D3 on the break, and they're going to send the Mohawk Wonder, Thomas Taylor, 20th year pro, comes through, and he's going to get his man. So nice job creating some chaos here and allowing Hall to also just trail him up there.
Yeah, and I love that. As soon as Thomas goes through, Ryan immediately takes that position, looks to do the same thing. But gets caught sloppy. Yeah, but like we talked about, Maddie, it could be the second or third guy that goes through. And here goes Zach Patient now. Third guy through the middle for Infamous. 3-on-3 here. Shane Howe taking the walk from the snake insert. Gerber's in the tower on the Drio side.
The Infamous doing a good job of staying close to their front attackers here, not leaving gaps in the line.
Well, and also kind of showing that they know how this field is played. They know how key a position that is. Like, to me, if I look down there and I see a guy get shot out of there and another team doesn't fill that, they're not really understanding how to play this field well.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Finally, you guys, you heard that, right? Matt Marshall agreed with Rich Telford. World Cup, baby.
It's the Hurricane. I'm trying to be extra
World
nice
Cup,
to you.
baby.
Oh, Hammer being
Hey, I'll
dropped
take
here
it.
from our D-side cam. So nice little read and react from Boyum to get up there and do some damage.
Back too, right? If they figure out that he's there, he's gonna. Oh, there goes Dylan taking the walk.
Well, he made a good move, but then ends up getting taken out. So it's making this point a little bit interesting. So Hill and Gerber are talking back and forth, trying to figure out the count right now, right?
Is it 2-on-2, Maddie? I think it's 2-on-2.
Well, let's see our eye in the sky. Definitely, we're looking back over DMG's shoulders right now with Gerber at the tower and Zach Hill at the Aztec. That's it for DMG.
Callie Rudolph now moving down the Drio side for Infamous, and Zach Patient is in the middle for Infamous, so we know Infamous got at least 2. DMG's got at least 2. Oh, did Gerber get caught? No, it looks like it broke on the bunker.
Hill's putting it together, though. Hill's putting it together, eats up Patient. Zach Hill trying to tie this one up here with Gerber. Still got to find Callie.
Callie with the retreat. Callie with the good read there.
They don't know where they are.
If he can catch Zach right now, that's going to be huge.
Well, now it's up to Gerber to close the gap, right? Oh, the referee's coming in there and checking out Callie. Callie just kind of calls himself out right there, it looked like, and that is going to do it. So nice job by Zach Hill and Marvin Gerber out here to keep DMG in this match.
Yeah, I feel like if it comes down to one-on-one paintball, DMG is just as good as Infamous. But when it comes to team paintball or kind of like conceptualizing like how we should play a field as a team, Infamous has an advantage.
I would agree. I mean, you can see that from the results, right?
Well, plus I said it, Matt, and once I say it, it's law.
Oh, see, you're getting a little carried away now, okay?
Sorry.
Just because I agree
just
with you 10 seconds
You said you were going to be
ago.
nice, and I was like, let me see how far I can push this.
Nah, man,
Not very far, clearly.
I need you to settle down a little bit, okay?
It's World Cup, baby. I'm all fired up. Took my Alpha Brain, got my Liquid Death. You can't stop me. I'd like to see you try. Wait, let me take a couple more Alpha Brains.
So some long faces over here from Infamous in the pits with their trillion dudes they have on that team.
Trillion. We're just rounding it off now. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, they got a lot of guys on that roster, but you know, if you're it's It's good to keep a deep roster when you got an aging roster.
When you're a 10-man championship team, you got to have some bodies. Ironman taking the walk.
2 bodies, and those guys made it to their spots, it looks like. Clean and just lost that first engagement. That's Hughes. Oh, they're going to lose Keith DeVitt.
2 on 4.
Some over-battling deaths here in that one initially after the start for the Ironmen. Cost them 3, and now Seattle's going to lose 1, but it's a 4-on-2 situation, and Seattle Thunder should be able to tie this one up.
Yeah, once Thunder figures out it's a 4-on-2, I'm guessing Adam Gomez will release through the center, get into the Ironman's wing, make the cross shot on the tower over there on Nikolai. Also, he might be able to make it from here. Thunder now in the snake. Seattle Thunder in the snake, crawling forward. He's going to have a great cross shot on Nikolai. In the tower on the Dorito side.
Scotty Graham went off a little bit in that first game.
Oh, Scotty Graham misses his shot. Thinks he makes it, but misses it.
Oh, he shoots up Al. Oh, he gets that
there
one.
He goes.
Definitely didn't miss those 3.
Did not. Good game there for Scotty Graham.
Yeah, Scotty Graham. He's actually he's co-hosted we've done a couple gaming Call of Duty tournaments.
Oh, cool.
On Go Sports. Thank you, Transfuse, for helping pay some dudes. But Scotty Graham was my co-host in a couple of those. And he's got a personality, man. Great paintball player, but got a good personality. He's been around for a while too.
You like the new Call of Duty?
I gave up playing video games because I had a child and I like reading books. Just giant nerd in my old age.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. DMG taking this walk on the field from the blue side. Red side's going to be Infamous. Both teams scoring a point out here.
10 seconds.
There's Zach Hill. Interesting story for Zach Hill. Big fan of him, man. He's a blue-collar baller, Midwest dude. And a guy that years ago would be the person coming up, be like, Maddie, what'd you see out there? Give it to me straight, man. I'll take it, you know? And I'd be like, that's what I saw. And he's like, yes, sir, no, sir. I mean, just matter of fact, like a sponge. And then he got good enough to get picked up by Impact when all the Saints stuff happened. Look at this little bit of chaos in the center as Harrison's up to the center. But then Hill decided to basically go down and play with DMG coming off Impact, and he's getting paid, but still, like I gotta tip my hat in respect to Zach Hill. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
But right now, looking pretty good here for Infamous. They do lose another body, but have a little bit better field position with the player still in the wedge. Here comes a little answer from the ageless assassin, Shane Howell.
Shane, this is how you play paintball. I see what I did there.
Oh, man.
Shane,
just when you think you heard it all.
Shane, good position there, containing the snake side, gunfighting with his mirror and the juice box.
All wrapping around, looking forward here for Infamous. Shane matched up with him in a gunfight, and he's going to kind of look inside, feeling too much pressure. Hall cuts to the inside. He gets to the wall.
Shane's trying to figure out this puzzle, which is Ryan Hall. Ryan now retreats back to his spot.
Very proactive. Ryan Hall playing a bunch of different positions. He's going to be... Oh, they lose a body, though, from that D side. Yeah, Nasty Nate taking the walk from the D side. Nate Schrader dying out of that spot.
Might be a 2-on-2, Matt.
Looks like for sure 2 bodies left alive for Infamous. There on your screen.
No, DMG's got a guy in the back center, too, so it might be 3-on-2.
Well, Hall just getting taken out, so there's just 1 body left alive right now for Infamous. Looking good for DMG.
This is what DMG needs, Matt.
They desperately need a win to try to salvage their pro paintball careers. They're on the precipice of getting knocked down to the semi-pro division. Jonah Jamrose getting into the snake.
Yeah, Jonah with a great fill. I didn't know he was live out there. Good job.
Last hope for Infamous. And he's just played 3 different spots in about 20 seconds. Being very proactive out there, making DMG overthink, and now he's in his 4th spot. I mean, he's played all over the place. If you're DMG right now, you're thinking, wait, how many? Are you sure there's only 1 left? Because I swear that I've been shot at from 3 different spots in the past 15 seconds.
And if you're asking yourself how he has so much energy to switch spot to spot to spot, it's the cookies. It's the cookies.
So Jonah now into, all that work, and Jonah finally gets caught as he gets into D3. He was in, what is that, spot number 7, I believe,
but like
in the past minute.
Like we talk about, whether you win or lose, he was doing the right things, right? Like, you can go out there and win and do the wrong thing and reinforce those bad habits over and over and over again, or you can go out and lose but doing the right thing and be like, all right, yeah, this guy knows how to play paintball.
Well, and Jonah, who has had some bright shining moments for Infamous and not a long pro paintball career yet, But when you see the creativity out of a guy like Jonah, he kind of looked like in that point. I know it didn't work out for him, but it kind of looked like a young Greg Sewers out there. You know,
Yeah.
really proactive, fast, quick reflexes, and kind of similar build. Yeah, it was, and that's a good thing to say because, you know, Greg's a legend. So Greg actually played overseas this year. Greg played paintball this season. He just played in Europe.
Just hiding out in Europe must be rough. Having to go over to Europe, play paintball, hang out with your friends, see cool stuff. I feel terrible for him. Ironmen breaking up from the blue side. Very closely contested point here.
Oh, Nita 2 steps out, gets caught, and so does, looks like Nick as well, too. So Nick Sloviak taking the walk. It's a tough break for the Ironmen as they're down to 3 very quickly here.
That's
in
2
tie
points in a
ball
row,
game.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so Seattle Thunder, man. You have to survive the breakout. Corey Field with lightning-like reflexes getting out to the snake corner. That kid got fast. Wow, Corey Field, everybody. Corey Field. You're welcome, Corey. You're welcome.
Scotty Graham right back into the snake here.
Yeah, good
here
field.
comes Gomez past the 50-yard line for Thunder as they're really pushing the issue as they chopped up those bodies early. So Gomez might have just got caught, though, on the inside. No, it looks like he's clean.
Yeah, Scotty Graham's going to feast on this inset Dorito across field. There he goes, gets that elimination.
Scotty Graham might be playing the snake the best out of everyone we've seen so far today.
He's definitely been down it and getting kills more consistently than anybody else.
Yeah, Scotty Graham there on your screen. Yeah, his timings look good. Benny Carroll played it well for Revo. Archie
he did
played it well
too.
for Dynasty. But yeah, I mean, Scotty Graham really has looked really solid here. And also like to welcome back the 3rd member of our broadcast team here for World Cup, Lauren Kelly. She has returned. Lauren, what do you got for us down there?
Thanks, Maddie. The energy is increasing here in the infamous pit. Coming into this match, they really did think that DMG was going to play the pocket, play a little safe, so they wanted to be the aggressor. It's not going their way right now, so they're trying to switch the plays they have. There's also a little bit of messiness, not getting the games exactly as the coach is calling them, so we'll see if they can get a point here.
Well, again, they do need it here, and it's, you know, the thing though is, especially again with the hurricane, and it's always going to be little differences out there. How does it actually play when you got the game plans all set up? And you know, that's what makes it so potent out here. DMG up by 1 over Infamous. Desperation time for DMG here at World Cup in the Champions Cup, and playing against a team that also is hungry for another win. Man, it's been years since Infamous has put a win up. I love the lineup that Travis Szymanski has put together. But they haven't made it to the finals this year yet, and
they let us down. They let us down, Matt. They hurt us. You know, once you've been hurt, it's hard to trust again. Welcome back, Lauren. Super happy you're here at World Cup.
Yeah, great to hear Lauren Kelly's voice again.
Might be my favorite part of Cup so far. But we're early, so if anybody else can impress me, that'd be great.
Can somebody please step up and impress Rich Telford? It's not easy to do. I've been trying to do it for years, and he's just such a salty old dog.
You've been close.
So sarcastic and salty. So on the breakout here,
DMG kind of standard breakout there. 2, 3, 4, the little wedge and the wing. 5 alive for both teams, it looks like, Maddie.
Yeah, 5 alive. Good break for both squads, and 9 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
Now, in my opinion, DMG should not try to sit back here and wait for Infamous to attack them. They should be proactive, get a couple more key positions, and then try to play defensively. Because if they stay inside the pocket and then allow Infamous to get outside the pocket or to penetrate through the center of the field, Infamous could easily tie this match back up. And
yeah, I mean, it's as close as it gets right now with just a ton of time left still on the clock, 8:45. And yeah, we've seen a little bit longer points out here today, but I mean, Infamous looking pretty good so far here. They're getting Callie in a good spot. He's looking to make a move there. They're on the blue side. He's at that wedge. He's wrapping around.
Ryan Hall, very proactive. Is that Ryan Hall or Callie in that wedge?
I think.
Whoever's in the wedge for Infamous is playing very proactively.
I think that's Callie.
Callie, he was over the top, wrapping, putting a lot of pressure, and I like that.
That's Ryan Hall.
Yeah, Ryan
Hall has a little bit bigger hair than Callie.
Okay.
Callie's got a much better beard.
All right.
Which we can't really see until you get tight in on it.
Okay.
Similar builds, though.
Which one's skin is softer?
I have no idea. I'd ask you that question. I figured you'd figure that out by now.
So Infamous with 3 attackers now on the 30/40 yard line. DMG kind of sitting back, not moving after their primaries.
I like how Infamous is doing this. Nice, crisp moves. They got Fry up. They got Callie.
It's like that kind of an offensive zone together moving forward.
Small bites, but smart bites.
He got caught. He got caught.
Did he? Oh, just as I say that, maybe a little commentator's curse. Oh, no, it's Thomas Taylor. Thomas Taylor, he's at the tower right now. Oh, penalty going to be assessed. On Nate Schrader.
That's why they call him Nasty Nate.
That's going to pull it out. And so Callie Rudolph with the tactical retreat here. Still body at the back center, but it is not looking. It was looking great for Infamous about 10 seconds ago, and now not so much. It's another opportunity for DMG to take advantage right now.
DMG just got a gift. I feel like Travis might want to just concede this. Yeah, good call, Travis. Give them a chance to come back out full strength.
And let's check in again with Lauren. Looks like she might have some information about Seattle Thunder.
Yeah, so there's plenty of time on the clock here between Thunder and Ironmen. Thunder only has 1 point on Ironmen, but it sounds like they're pretty confident in the pit. The coach says they feel that the clock is on their side, so they want to go out for this point and slow things down, just wait for Ironmen to push down the field. They're going to have to start pushing and putting some pressure on their guys so they want to get this point to get a bigger point spread.
Well, and that's how Thunder's been playing, right? You know, we talked about their tenacity in these moments. You know,
normally I would disagree. I'd be like, absolutely do not switch to defense, but when defense has been getting you there, yeah, stick with defense.
You know, when you talk to the top teams and why Thunder's been so tough this year, and I'm talking the elite teams out here, the best players in the world. You talk about Thunder, as Gomez looks right into a ball, man, 2 steps out. But they're just so tenacious and composed in those pressure moments, which is really cool to hear.
Advantage for Thunder. Sorry, Matty.
Yeah, no, it's all good. What was looking like a really good break here is they shot out Gomez, ended up not being so good here for the Ironmen as 2 bodies come off. They had a good crossfield spread. Looks like Alex going to take a walk. Well, see if it's Nick Sloviak and...
Ironmen are in the snake, though, and I don't think they know he's there, man.
Yeah, Tregarthen here past the 50 for the LA Ironmen in the snake.
Tregarthen gets his first elimination.
Might be getting that. Oh, misses the one inside, and then
he gets
caught. Taken out.
Chris. 1 player left, I believe, over there for the Ironmen. Of course, he's been eliminated as well. Excuse me.
Well, here comes Thunder as they're pushing up. 2 bodies on that D side, pushing forward right now. They did lose Patty Gleason and Gomez, so down to 3 bodies here for Thunder. But it might be a 3-on-1. Is there a body in the back corner, Bunker?
I think it's a 3-on-none.
No, there's definitely Nick.
Yeah, sorry.
Now you're right. I was like, definitely Nick's still alive, but not anymore. So Thunder is going to extend their lead. Started with those off the break shots. They did lose Gomez off the break, but I mean, I'll take that 4-on-3 any day.
If you could pick one skill set to really, there's 5 skill sets. You can pick whatever skill set to be the best at. What would be your skill set for your team?
Man, that's a tough call. Well,
defense, offense, breakout.
Obviously it's all important, and having somebody that's, like Archie is doing for Dynasty right now, or Mouse has done for, having like a stud snake guy. But honestly, you get a guy like a Yosh Rao or a Nick Sloviak, somebody that can shoot a body off the break, or Marcelo, Ryan, whatever. There's guys out there that shoot bodies on the break. Like that's exactly what they were born to do. That's a huge gift, because if we can start every game 5-on-4, I mean, that's one of the big reasons. Like when you look at a team that makes a run at an event, one of the big things that's a boost to that. For instance, when Dynasty played Heat and they beat them up in the finals, right?
Won every breakout.
They won almost every single breakout. So it was really tough for Houston Heat to be constantly playing 5-on-4, and they couldn't really dish it back to Dynasty. And so that you could argue, because that is what sets the tempo and the pace. Look, it's 5-on-5, and then boom, it starts out, and then what happens after the break? Are we up a body? Are we down a body? So based on that, if we lose 20% of our firepower and manpower immediately because your back guy just shot somebody, or a guy running out, like Fedorov got paintball famous by running and gunning to the 50 and shooting back players on the break. So yes, it's that specific thing sets everything else up.
Yeah.
Was that your point?
Yeah, no, just that it's the most important aspect of the game, but it's practiced very little.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just kind of assume, when you ask a team what they're good on the break, every team tells you we're good at shooting on the break. And if you go and do those drills with them and make those evaluations, you're like, I don't think you're as good at that as you think you are.
Man, I just love my job sometimes. I'm not going to get to drink any of this because this is going to go, but Robbie Goldsmith,
thanks, Robbie,
who started this awesome Silver Belly Whiskey Company, just delivered the Silver Belly Sniper Award engraved onto this bottle for the best defensive player of the tournament. So we haven't really had, maybe Al Fernandez is in the running because of some moves he made in that first one, but we got a long tournament to go to figure out who's going to get this whiskey.
Or half a whiskey bottle, or whatever it is. 5 alive here for both teams. Infamous attacks on the trio side.
I see what you did there. So yeah, 2-point lead right now for DMG. 6:45 to go, and both teams here on your screen and at the wedge.
Yeah, and again, DMG now, they can afford to do this. They can now afford to do what they like to do, which is sit back, zone at the field, control the lanes. Infamous is forced to be down by 2 to figure out how to either get outside through those lanes on the 2-4 or get up to center of the field.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Infamous, if I'm DMG, though, I kind of want them to continue to go forward, though. A little bit, right? I mean, I don't want them to be reckless and crazy, but I feel if DMG goes hardcore off a defense, that's kind of playing into Infamous's hands because Infamous can play fast.
Yeah, no, I agree. And obviously, if you're predictable one way or another, you're going to be beatable, right? If they think you're going to go hard, you go slow. Vice versa, you have a much better chance.
Ryan Hall has been begging for this penalty a couple times, and he has not gotten it. I think that might be definitely for sure 2, 3 maybe where he's looked at the ref, and he's had a decent argument too. I mean, Ryan Hall has been playing like the bruiser up the center right now for Infamous. They've had a couple of them. Thomas has been in there, and Thomas is playing with mangled fingers that are for sure going to need surgery after this event. I'm so shocked that Thomas is still playing right now. Jonah Jamrose, he's into Snake 1, and we're looking at the D-side cam right now, though, here for Infamous.
Oh. He just broke his finger.
That Florida soil gets you sometimes. It's all soft and loamy, so your finger just goes in.
And then snappity. DMG push on the Drio side, Infamous push on the Drio side. Like to see Jambros go down this snake.
You know, he's looking inside. He knows he needs 2 to tie. He has 5 minutes to work with, so it is not reckless attack time quite yet. Oh, and they get a shot in on Boyum.
They trade.
Oh, they trade out though. So
I think it's Callie.
Yeah, Callie going to take the walk, trading out with Dylan. Gerber's still alive for DMG, looking behind. Those are in the sky. That's Infamous's side.
Yeah, I think Jambros is the last guy alive, right? Or is there 2 of them? This is the most blocked out field we've ever had. I literally can't see any bunkers. I'm sorry, people. Jambros is communicating to somebody, so at least he thinks there's 2 bodies left alive. So maybe a 2-on-2 here, Maddie.
I think there's one more Infamous body left alive in the center.
Yeah, the referees are looking at something over there.
Yeah, I think there's a body over there.
Oh, Shane Howe takes the walk there out of back center. That's going to hurt DMG. That was a rough death for Shane there. I think it might just be a 2-on-1 with Infamous advantage now. That might be it.
Oh no, Jonah goes right into one. Jonah did not have the count. It was looking really good for Jonah.
1-on-1 now, Matt. Must be 1-on-1. Wow. That was a back and forth. There's one extra DMG player that we just didn't see.
He's in the back center.
Okay. Now 1-on-1, and again, all he has to do is stay alive and burn as much clock as he can. They're down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds, 2-point game. Longer he can stay alive, more clock he can burn, more advantageous it is for his team.
Well, by process of elimination, the player for Infamous must be wrapping around that 50, I'm guessing. You can get an angle on it. Because there's the last player left alive for DMG. Let's see if we can find this last player left alive for
Infamous. I can't even see a shadow, buddy. I'm sorry.
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, he's coming around. It's Nate again.
Nasty Nate.
Nate Schrader.
And he's looking around to make sure it is just a 1-on-1. He figured out. I think he just chopped a ball.
It's a tough field to keep the count. Even in practices, there's just really
bunker
watching
to gunfight out of, too, for Nate. That's we talk about bunker choice when you're doing some drills and stuff. This is a really tough bunker to fight over because of all the angles, you know?
Yeah, 100%. So good to see Nate back after all those shoulder issues he's been dealing with over the years. Heard he was playing really good in practice, and he's been getting some spins out here. Might have just scalped. No, not. It came off the bunker. It was very close there. Nate almost put a ball in on him.
Looks like he's out of paint, too.
Yeah, he's going to check his pack. He's out of ammo.
Down to 240, Matty. Nate knows he's got to press the issue.
Cuts across. He gets to the can. He's going left-handed right now.
If I was DMG player, I would just try to guard that flag and force the trade. Especially knowing that Nate's not pumping my bunker, which means Nate probably doesn't have a lot of paint.
Oh no, Nate just took his loader off.
Yeah, he was trying to see if he could get one ball down there, I think.
He's going to cut through. Oh, so Nate, I think he had maybe either ran completely out of paint or had some sort of loader malfunction.
They traded them.
And did he really trade?
Yep, he traded.
Oh, it was Hill. Zach Hill was the last player left alive in the back center.
That's a great trade. If you got one ball left, I mean, obviously you want to win the point, but at least
he took his loader off and then put it back on,
Yeah,
and then ran up there, and it looked like Hill got the drop on him, but then maybe they did trade. Said point approved. So, yeah, I think the point did go to DMG. So, I mean, on the scoreboard right now, 3-1. Well, let's check in with Lauren.
I did get a confirmation that DMG will get that point. And Maddie, while you said you wanted to see them pushing forward, that's exactly what the coach of DMG wanted to happen. He said their main priority was disciplined paintball. They knew that Infamous was going to have to come press the issue, so they were just anticipating that and trying to control the pace of the game.
And they took some ground when they did that, too. This has been a fun game to watch. This is a really close game, and DMG is answering the call. Their pro careers are on the line. They have to win a game. And they dropped their first one to Thunder. It's not getting any easier. Now they have to play Infamous, and they got a 2-point lead. Let's see if they can do it. Jumping into this one, Thunder now with a 2-point lead on the Ironmen, who won their first game, but so did Thunder. So who's going to emerge as a favorite out here or battle in these prelim rounds? Body coming off early right now for Thunder, maybe more as the referees are gesturing, Rich.
Yeah, they're looking.
Ooh, Infamous maybe starting with 3 in this next one. So the Ironmen now going to be pushing up to that center 50 wall. And
Nick Sloviak taking the walk, Maddie.
Yeah, he gets his eye-dyed Cyclops. They also
there goes
lost
Keith DeWitt.
Al Fernandez and Keith DeWitt. So 3 to sea of red walking off right now for the Ironmen.
4-on-2 advantage for Thunder here, Maddie.
Yeah, does Thunder know the count, though? It looks like they do, and I believe this is Chris Cone. Chris Cone's going to come and drop the hammer and get the shot in on both of them. He shoots Alec and Nita. Or was that Hughes? I think that might have been Hughes. Regardless.
The fans are happy about it.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move. A little 2-pack and the run through there in the center from Nick. Chris Cone and Thunder extending their lead here on the Ironmen. 4-1 is going to be the score. Thunder looks good, Rich. They look really good. They shut out DMG. The Ironmen.
And this is a great field for them because they can make their shots on the break, contain the field, and just play complete control paintball up on bodies.
Let's get a look here at that 1-versus-1 that we just saw. Let's see a penalty potentially here. That's the question, right? So here comes Nate. So Jason Trosner, our commissioner, is reviewing this live right now. So Hill checks in, he switches hands. Here comes Nate. Nate's having problems with his gun. So he launches, he kind of looks a little discombobulated here and then does the one-handed hip shot there as Hill comes around and pumps him up. And then he shoots, so okay, but where does it hit? He hits him right there. No,
bang,
look
bang.
at his, did you look at his inside thigh? If you roll it back, it looks like he got shot his inside thigh and maybe kept shooting.
Sorry.
I'd like to see that
Look
again.
at his inside thigh.
So that's what's being reviewed right now. Kind of tough.
It looked
to call.
pretty close.
It looked pretty bang bang. Again, that's in super slow-mo, so.
I figure like if it's within like half a step, it's kind of hard to call, right?
Yeah, live, 100%.
Thomas Taylor taking the field. Zach, patient.
Would be massive. DMG to put up this win. Have a chance to preserve their pro spot.
When there's not a lot of time, ref, right? I don't even know if DMG cares if they start with 4 or 5. I mean, I'm sure they prefer them to start with 4, but I mean, up by 3 points. And there's only 2:13 left, thank you. So, I mean, it's going to be real tough for Infamous to come back and win this match. Damage is going to have to make a lot of mistakes for that to happen.
You mean DMG?
Sorry, DMG.
Yeah, so we're just kind of awaiting Jason's decision and see what is going to be happening with that potential penalty. Will Infamous be starting down, or will they be at full strength with not a lot of time, down by 3? I mean, this is DMG's game right here.
Would you like to use this pause
opportunity
to talk about my new gun?
Sure. Would you want to give us what's in your hand right now, Rich?
A new Lux with some cool graphics.
Yeah, so Adam Gardner, the owner of Lux and Smart Parts back in the day, came out with a new company called Lyrictext. It's Lyrictext. and then they have this, I mean, ridiculously nice TM40, super ridiculously awesome.
I like how
Lux.
short the thread is on that barrel, man.
Yeah, it is super short. But yeah, so basically, if you download that app, it's ability to use song lyrics and send them to your friends using, using to memes and stuff. So we're gonna be talking about this. They got a commercial we're running too. This is going to the MVP of the event, along with some money, and it's a golden barrel. It's getting crazy.
There's 2 cars involved now.
Hopefully one day, that would be sweet. And it does look like Lauren has an update for us. Lauren, what do you got?
Yeah, it was too hard to call, so the call on the field stands, and it will be 5-3 with Infamous down 2 bodies.
10 seconds.
All right, so the call stands. That is not the way that Infamous wanted this one to go down, as they are on a severe low body situation right now, 5-on-3. Now, we have seen a couple times this year that the 3 have prevailed against the 5, but you got to get a good break, and you got to just kind of send it, because hiding in the back's not going to work most of the time. And they do send it.
5-on-3.
They lose 2 very quickly. Thomas Taylor's going to run through and try at this point, try not to draw any other penalties.
4-on-2, DMG advantage.
So Infamous throws the Talon, and that spots DMG yet another point.
Why they throw the Talon, because they need to protect that margin, right?
I was thinking the same thing, Rich. I was
That's why
actually
I said
about
it,
to
'cause
bring that up.
You gave me that
you.
look.
I was about to bring that up and ask you what you thought about that.
Yeah, it's different. Everyone's got their own perspective, different than what I would have done.
Yeah, I'd like to get another look here at this 1-versus-1. So Zach Hill for DMG, and Nate Schrader here for for Infamous. And from this angle, you can't really see Hill's front right now, but here, look at the inside part.
So that's where he gets shot.
Yeah, he gets shot right there. But no, but look at his inside thigh, kind of like his groin area. Is that a hit? Is that right there? Is that a hit? Because he gets shot in his inside left elbow as well too. And then you can see Hill immediately selling it, which he should. And then Nate kind of smartly just runs off. But the penalty was assessed. It's just a tough break for Nate, man. Tough break. Great break for DMG.
Yep.
Great break for DMG.
Al Fernandez. Ironman all the way to the 50. Alex Keys checking for a bounce. Gomez releasing to the wing. As of right now, 5 alive for both teams. Nick Sloviak getting up to that 50. I like him up in that tower, using that height in that center castle there. Lots of time left in this match.
Yeah, 7:15 is a decent amount of time. Ironman down by 3, pushing the issue in the center of the field. They get that body with Nick Sloviak.
But they can't afford to just go up to the center of the field and hold their zones, right? They got to figure out how to get to Thunder's side of the field, either through the wedge on the Snake side or the tower on the Drio side. Gomez is watching the tower on the Drio side move into the wedge or into the Snake is what Ironman have to figure out. 2
bodies up at that 50 there, left-hand side of your screen for the LA Ironmen. Thunder is trying to go undefeated today, take this win, but have to deal with these bodies. They also have some penetration in that center. They got Gomez, like you're talking about, at that wedge. Got another body at the mini wall, and they're putting a lot of guns this way. No one outside wide here, Snake side for the Ironmen anymore, as looks like Nita gonna be taking the walk. He got shot out of that little the lay down box, but Keys gets himself in a spot.
Yeah, Keys and Gomez are mirrored up. 4-on-5 advantage here for Thunder, up by 3 points. Ironman desperately needs some offense here.
Well, I mean, they're trying though, right, Rich? I mean, they put a body up. It's 2 bodies in the center. I mean,
yeah, I like the breakout.
They got Keys behind them. D1. I mean, the only body they have still in the backfield is at the back box. That's it. And now he's going to try to get outside.
Yeah, and he's island anyway, so he should be playing defensively as possible.
Right. So I like the lineup that Nikki McEvers came out with this one, and the play call here. And I mean, other than Nita coming off early, but again, they're down by 3 and they need to present some offense. So, you know, guys they're a little extra offensive minded in some gunfights, and they get shot out. And what are you going to do? Just got to play a little bit tighter. Here comes Gomez. A little damage control for Gomez. Gomez comes through. He gets torched. Major penalty going to be assessed on Gomez.
Big mistake.
But Kyle dies at that same time. Al's still alive. Al's alive. Keys is alive. Push now on the D side here after that chaos for Thunder. That major penalty just decimating their line, giving the Ironmen a chance here. Keys is going to go up and trade out. And that is going to leave Al alive again. And that should be able to have the Ironman here. But Al's... Wait, did Al get shot
Al's
too?
Dead too, yeah. I think it's no point.
Might have been a no point. Yeah, no point. That's a tough one here for the LA Ironmen. Let's check in again with Lauren.
Yeah, going into this next point, DMG is up 5-1. Veteran Shane Howe said they still want to play disciplined paintball, typical DMG paintball, but if they have the opportunity to hang the flag, they need to for that point spread.
Point spread is absolutely, he could not be more right. Lauren, that's for sure. Point spread massive. DMG trying to still be a pro team in 2023. A win here makes it really interesting for them. And this point spread they're putting up against Infamous, a statement, it could be good for them. They have another game left. Rich, we just talked about that. They took a loss and a big one here to Thunder. So what do you need? You need a big win, right?
That's right.
And how hard it was going to be.
And against another team that's ranked higher than them.
But they answered a call. They answered the call. And this is just why it would be so frustrating for DMG if they did get relegated, because the team is improving drastically. They'll a full send right now from Infamous. Full court press everywhere for Infamous. They send multiple bodies through everywhere. Two with the center, and they both make it clean. Thomas comes off, though. They lose. Brussel back from that D side. Fry still alive and pushing the issue. Bodies are getting chewed up from DMG. Fry is at their can right now as another body comes off. And then here comes Harrison Fry with the complete commit. He gets shot into the ground from the back center. Still two bodies, Rich. It looks like alive right now for DMG.
Yeah, 2-on-2, I think, Maddie.
Ryan Hall.
1.
Yeah, right. Oh, and a penalty assessed right now on DMG. It's going to help these comeback chances, or at least the point spread chances for Infamous, because
that buzzer, Zach.
Infamous is it would be absolutely disastrous for Infamous if they were to lose both their games. I mean, it does look like that's going to be the case, but to have any chance of, who knows how this is all going to shake out with the hurricane and that reseed on the brackets, and now it's 5 brackets of 4 instead of 4 brackets of 5. Rich is up here shaking his head because it's going to be a very unique experience for everyone, because no one's been in this situation before.
What, Infamous getting knocked out in their second match?
Crazy.
I mean, like, we've got to get gambling involved in paintball on a national level, because man.
I didn't see how the California gambling propositions did, because I've been over here dealing with this hurricane, but yeah, that would be sweet, man. That would be sweet. But it has been, the problem is the house would be paying out some money, because it would have been.
That's not the problem, that's the solution, bro. We're not the house.
It would have been crazy odds for Lucky 15s to take down Legion by 2 points.
Ugh.
If the spread on Ironmen and Infamous, Ironmen beating Infamous, 7-3? I mean, that's an upset. And then Lucky 15's only lost to Rebel by a little bit. Yeah, it's getting a little bit interesting out here. And this DMG Infamous, the over-under on this, the spread, somebody would have got paid a lot.
Yep. Ooh, Ironman all the way up into Seattle's side of the field. He gets 2.
Yeah, Tregarthen
needs to do more of that.
Number 10 on number 10 violence right there is Tregarthen, number 10, runs down Patty Gleason, number 10.
That's a lot of 10s. Ironman 4 bodies left alive. 4-on-2 advantage here now after the stellar move up to center. Al Fernandez filling the snake insert. Alex Keys going into the Seattle side of the field's wedge. Seattle only 2 players left alive. The tower on the Dorito side. He moves forward into the small Dorito. Kind of an interesting move there. And I believe another player back center, but I'm obstructed from that spot.
Yeah, back center for Seattle Thunder. They also have D1. Keys is in a pretty good spot here for the Ironmen. They have 3 minutes and 55 seconds to work with, down by 3. They shoot that body out of the D1.
Yeah, Thunder. And that's it. Ironman's going to be a 2-point game with 3 minutes and 41 seconds left.
Keys getting checked out. Waiting for the thumbs up from the ref. 2-point match now, Rich, as you were saying here, 3:40. That's definitely possible. Now the question, if you're Thunder, I mean, you're a coach, you're in Thunder's pit, what are you saying to them right now?
Go back to our first breakout, lock it down, relax, take a deep breath. The slower the points go, the better it is for us. If we make 2 more mistakes, then we'll switch to offense.
Absolutely. And so good to have Lauren Kelly back here for World Cup, and looks like she's got something for us. Lauren, what do you got?
Yeah, the opportunity for Infamous to take this win is slowly slipping away from them, but Coach Travis Lemensky said they're not giving up. They just need some 20-second points here, so you're going to see them going out there super aggressive. When trying to assess the situation, Harrison Fry said, DMG just cheats. We just got to keep shooting our gun.
Yeah, there you go. So, Yeah, some 30-second points. Let's see it. Difficult. It's a big ask here, and just a minute left to go, down by 3. You are going to see a complete commitment here to the offense for LA Infamous, and that's exactly what they do. Everyone's running everywhere right now with a staggered attack, trying to summon a miracle here to save this tournament for Infamous, as they are about to potentially lose 2 games in a row here early on Friday morning. And Rich, that's just kind of a head scratcher here.
Heartbreaking, right? Heartbreaking. I mean, to know that your World Cup is over the same day it started. Damn it, DMG dropping 2, Infamous dropping a couple, DMG dropping another one.
Here comes Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall's going to cut through and stitch up that last player. He doesn't even need to stay alive, because going to run in there and hit that buzzer. Tim Brusselback using his speed to try to preserve these precious seconds out there, and he's going to get checked out by the ref. Might be a 2-point game here with 21 seconds left, and if DMG gets some majors, maybe it's possible. Not probable, but we will find out. So what do you think? 21 seconds. They need 2. You're basically begging for a major within the start of the next a 5-second major.
What you do has like 40% of to do with the outcome. What the other team does has like 60%, right? If the other team gets a major and you put yourself in the right spots, you can win that point.
Well,
if they don't make a mistake, you're probably screwed.
You need to shoot somebody in order for them typically to get a major, but not always, but almost.
Usually, it should be.
Usually, that's
should have to
how
get shot,
it goes down. So somebody's gonna have to step up on DMG. I'm sorry, on Infamous, get that shot, major. It's just not very probable. Really not very probable at all.
Here we go with Thunder. See if they can win another breakout. Thunder 2 back center.
Yeah, different story.
Small Dorito.
Different story here, though, Rich. I mean, Thunder does go, like you said, slow it down, gun up, try to get a kill. They don't, though. I don't see any.
No, 5-on-5, Matty.
Ironman bodies walking off.
Oh,
okay.
here goes the first one. Alex Keys in now.
Oh, but 2 of them.
2, now 3-on-5, Thunder.
Good gunfight wins here for the Ironmen. They shoot out Chris Tregarth and an Alex Keys, and now it's a 3-on-5 situation. This is really good for him. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left. Al Fernandez, he's moving up. The Ironmen, they're not conceding this point right now. They're making moves. They're trying to move forward.
Al blew it there. He was not shooting the gap. He was watching the gap, so he was allowed the corner to fill for Thunder. If he'd have been shooting the gap instead of watching the gap, he'd have gotten that kill and put themselves in a better position. Thunder player just taking a bounce there in the juice box. Referee did not bounce. Referee pulled him out. 4-on-3 advantage now for Thunder. Thunder in great positions, though. The little Dorito, little wedge, Dorito tower, snake corner.
And Rich are playing tight. I mean, I'm just
tight like tigers, Matt.
Yeah, edges of goggles, tips of barrels. That's all they're exposing right now.
2 minutes, 30 seconds left, Matt. Ironmen are probably going to lose this match if they don't shift into an aggressive posture here. And the weakest part of the field, I mean, and it's the weakest part of this field, has been the snake side for the Ironmen. Al's been doing a great job of staying alive and pulling games off from over here, but not winning them. Oh, 2 Thunder players taking a walk. So 2-on-3 advantage now for the Ironmen.
Yeah, Scotty Graham runs to his death.
Bad time to die. Great move through the middle for the Ironmen. Al Fernandez gonna hit that buzz. With 1 minute and 50 left, only down by 1. Ironmen are right back in this match, Matt.
Well, they have some.
Thunder threw that away.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, they went tight. You know who's just Al Fernandez is lights out right now.
Unstoppable.
I like the gutsy play from the Ironmen. I mean, they are maintaining that mental toughness needed out here, even in a bad spot. They did get that first win against Infamous. They go down here in this situation and just hanging in there tough and still have a chance. It's still a little bit of uphill battle for them.
For sure.
And speaking of uphill battle, right now, Infamous with barely any time on the clock here against DMG. And that, who knows, man? We don't really know exactly how this is all going to shake out, but this one win may save DMG's season. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but it's definitely going to make it a lot more interesting.
Harrison Fry was down there breaking down to the refs like, listen, you guys don't understand what's going on. DMG is playing on with hits. That's the only reason they're beating us. You guys really need to tighten it up out there, guys. Tighten it up. This breakout's going to be crucial for Infamous. They are able to get outside of both. Oh, flying V for Infamous. All 5 guys running and shooting. They get 1. They lose Thomas. They're in the snake. Harrison's on their side of the field. Harrison's coming through, Matt.
Here comes Hall. Harrison's coming through, and Hall. They both get diced up, but not before they get a couple. But on that D side, Tim Brusselback using the speed to get in there to make. There's not enough time.
Well, it was super entertaining.
It was super entertaining. They almost put another point on the board. He might have got it. I think he actually might have got the point. Not exactly sure. Maybe not. He's spinning around. He's like, hey, can you guys check me? I got it in time. No? Yes? No? Maybe so? I don't know.
Do you care? Do you care?
Well, I don't. Yeah, I'm just getting some insight from Lauren. It doesn't look like he got it. So he's giving the thumbs up. Tim had some good points out there. Infamous, interesting finish to that one, but DMG putting a win on the board here against Infamous.
Huge.
Infamous going 0-2, and you only get 3 games because of this hurricane. And they were the #1 seed. It was Infamous, Thunder, Ironmen, and DMG. Infamous the favorite in that bracket, and they lose both of their games today. They lose to DMG, and they also lose to the Ironmen. So most likely, Infamous is going home.
You're so negative, bro.
I gotta.
It's just math.
Oh, like
it's just math.
Sorry,
man.
2 and 2 is 4, bro.
Sorry, it's just math.
Can discuss.
Thunder's looking good, huh?
Thunder is looking pretty good. The Ironmen are looking pretty good. Thunder's looking pretty good. That's making this an interesting match. This game is still to be decided, as there is enough time. And yeah, we're about to go in the pits here with Infamous, who's going to probably look about as disappointed as you can look. Yeah, there's Brusselback. Gave it his all out there, though. Patient 2. Yeah, just tough situation here for one of the legendary names in this sport, Los Angeles Infamous. Most likely, we still have one more game left tomorrow, but most likely going to be packing their. Yeah, so it's just not enough. Need another second, one more second. But still, it wouldn't have maybe mattered though, because the point may be a margin. Because
you never know.
Depending on how these again, you only get 3 games, so we might see a situation where a 1 and 2 team goes on.
For sure.
If you have a lot of, if the top teams are putting up huge wins all the time, we get some 3-0s, 3-0s, then maybe a couple teams will sneak in at 1 and 2, and then it is going to come down to margin. Problem is that Infamous lost to the Ironmen, I think by 3-4, and then
7-3, I think.
Yeah, 7-3, and then this one a little bit closer, but they're going to need to completely blow out and get a giant, huge Mercy Rule win in that last one to have any chance at all. And they're playing Thunder. Infamous's last game is going to be against Thunder.
Not going to be easy.
Yeah.
Especially if they have nothing to play for, you know? If they think they're already out. Ironman, get outside on the Drio side. Fill up the middle with Nick Sloviak. I like the fact that Ironmen are leaving the backfield on this field. The back line does not help you out very much. You want to go forward. Adam Gomez checking a head hit there.
Looking at our D-side cam here on your screen. And there's Kyle from the Ironmen down by 1 with 1 minute and 15 seconds left. Trying to make something happen. They're in good spots. They have ground in the center, as you can see there. Dead center screen. They got Kyle at that D3 position, D4 position. They also got the wedge wrapping around. I mean, the Ironmen are locking up, ready to push into some guns. Problem is they're pushing into 5 guns. Seattle Thunder hasn't lost a body.
Yeah, and Adam Gomez has the pod on top of the gun, just pumping the gap. Just keeps putting the pod on top of the gun, so he never stops shooting the gap. Ironman dropping another body in Nick Sloviak coming out. Al Fernandez now is going to try to push himself into the snake from that snake insert bunker. He does shoot Gomez. Al Fernandez gets in there. Al playing amazing for the Ironmen. Unfortunately, he's the only Ironman left on the field, facing, I think, at least 3 Thunder players. I love it, though. He's going forward. Al's going forward in the snake. Thunder has snake corner, and Corey's in the W on the left side. I think it's a 2-on-1. Oh, and Al gets caught.
Say, can Al Fernandez play the hero here and try to tie this one up in a low body situation? It doesn't look like it's going to happen. So the Ironmen, though, are going to go 1-1. And their point spread's still pretty solid. They beat Infamous by a decent margin, and they're only going to be losing this one by 2. So it is not a disastrous occurrence here in day 1 for the Ironmen. And again, considering that team is still on a rebuild, it's looking a little bit better for them.
For sure.
Yeah, because they did not have the performance they wanted to have in Chicago at the last event. So to roll up in game 1 and beat Infamous and then hang with Thunder, who's hot right now, apparently.
At least control your own destiny, right? Who's Ironman's last game?
The Ironmen are going to play DMG tomorrow.
It's going to be a big game for both of those teams.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's kind of a really interesting story there, right? Yeah, so there's 6 seconds left. And we did play a 7-second point. It's 2-point spread. I mean, they're going to ask both teams if they want to play it. So they're going to call it. Congratulations to Thunder. They're undefeated on day 1. 2 wins, no losses. DMG, did they save their pro careers? Maybe. 1-1 today, taking down Infamous. Disastrous day for Infamous. Absolutely disastrous. 0-2. Well, it's going to be Army and Navy, Marines and Air Force, Commanders Cup. The semifinals going down, coming up next here on Veterans Day. Happy birthday to the Marines from yesterday. 2022 NXL World Cup. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
Communication, obviously, everybody knows is a big deal on the field. The way that you can talk to each other on the field with this mask on is something I've never experienced before. It's very breathable, and I feel like you hear that a lot from other companies, but this is truly different in my opinion. Every time I'm yelling, I can still hear people next to me talking. We were kind of climbing up the ranks when Carbon was kind of too. Walker and those guys have just been awesome to us. You know, anytime they're testing new stuff, they hit us up. It's not like a one-way conversation. It just felt like with some other sponsors in the past. They understand that like people like me don't like to have, you know, crazy thick arm pads with a jersey that has stuff on your wrists and stuff like that. It's stay as light as possible so you're comfortable, you know, in these hot days. Every year we have a choice to go somewhere else with our sponsorship, and after 4 or 5 years with these guys, we're still here. Like, we're still next to Carbon because we choose to be.
What up, World Cup? We are doing a giant sale the entire month of November, guys. We're talking 20% off playing gear, tons of ways to get free HK Army gear, like if you buy an HK Army shocker, we're throwing in a free TFX3 and a joint gun stand, plus so many other options, guys. Head over to hkarmy.com to find out all the options. And if you're at the event, don't forget, we do have our HK Army event t-shirts there available at the HK tent, so make sure to stop by the tent, and they will be available online during the event only, and they'll never be sold again, guys. So good luck to everyone playing, and remember, buy HK. Let's go.
LyriText, the only app that lets you add a musical element to a photo or Giphy and send via text. So say you're having an argument with your buddy who is a big Dynasty fanboy about who's going to win this year's World Cup. And of course, he thinks that Dynasty will be the one to lift that trophy. But you know better because this year is Houston Heat's year. So you could send him this LyriText. You can download LyriText in the App Store today and get our 7-day free trial just by searching LyriText. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
It is so very rare in the course of human events that a duo so powerful and influential comes around and changes the course of history itself. Lennon and McCarthy, R2-D2 and C-3PO, Mario and Luigi, Bert and Ernie, Peanut Butter and Jelly, and now, in the obscure and extremely specific paintball demographic talk show space, two descendants of Winston Churchill himself take you on a weekly adventure every Tuesday at 4 p.m. live on YouTube. Celebrating their 100th episode, which definitely started before the Play the Game podcast, your #1 rated live paintball show on YouTube, Kyle Spica and Ryan Greenspan welcome you to the Spick and Span Show. With just 2 events left in the 2022 NXL season, let's take a look at the state of pro paintball and the hierarchy of merit that has materialized through the battles at the 4 events so far. At the end of the season, a prize awaits: the very first NXL Champions Cup and the $40,000 that comes with it. 4 dominant teams sit at the top of our sport, names that many fans have become familiar with over the past years, as they have proven yet again to be the best of the best.
And then look at this finish. Archie is refusing to give on the bigger man.
Welcome back, 2022 NXL World Cup. We got the Commanders Cup. This is brought to you by Bunker Kings. We're here in Kissimmee, Florida, post Hurricane Nicole. We made it through. We batted down the hatches. We got a paintball tournament. This is a special one, though. It's going to be Army taking on Navy, Marines taking on Air Force. I'm Matty Marshall. I got Jeff Munoz here representing Army. So, Jeff, give me a little bit of history into this battle that's about to go down right now.
This is, Veterans Day is for everyone, and we want to thank everyone for their service. And, if you're a veteran, you serve, thank you so much. And, and veterans, the veteran community always impacts families. And, you can't really go anywhere in America and not have someone associated to a veteran. So we wanted to do this to kind of showcase that support through the NXL. And so thanks, Tom, thanks to NXL, thanks GoSports, and everyone for helping us do this.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. As a San Diego kid myself, grew up just surrounded by.
Right.
It's like they always joke that San Diego itself is the biggest military base in the world because we got 6 of them.
If you talk about metrics,
yeah,
it's actually the Army that actually holds the biggest stuff. But you can only be first place so many times.
I love it.
And this is the thing. On this day, everyone's a brother and a sister to each other. But right now, it's going to be a bloodbath and it's bloody knuckle paintballs.
So who's on what side right now? So we got Army and Navy right first.
Yep. Army left, Navy on my right side, and it looks like Kyle Bowen from NRG Elite is out there. And Kyle, and funny thing about Kyle is what we call a super secret squirrel when he was in. So there's these funny stories that about some of these pro guys that are out there.
So he was Army.
He was Army.
Okay. So Kyle Bowen, is that an Infamous jersey?
It is. I think it's Matt Rao. That should be Matt Rao.
So Matt Rao's also a veteran.
Yes, sir. He's an Army veteran.
So who do you think, as we start this out, point number 1, Army on the red side, Navy on the blue side, who do you think has the advantage overall in the Commanders Cup?
I mean, overall, I've got to say...
I know you're going to say Army,
guy.
But is it really Army, or do you think the Marines, it was their birthday yesterday, do you think they're going to play with a little extra fire?
They're drunk right now. They're not hungover, they're actually...
They are halfway to hammered right now. Well they should be. They're Marines, so. But right now, it does look like a little bit better field position currently for Navy here, Jeff, as they're pushing the issue on the D side. Oh, but here comes a big run through from Army. Did he get a 2-pack, a 3-pack, maybe just a 1?
I think he got the guy in the center, so.
It looked like he did, but Jeff, I don't see, there's no ref getting there and making that call.
Oh, my God.
And look at the Bowen taking the walk. You got Raul taking the walk, and then
this is not an amphibious slow, guys. There's the water. The water was yesterday. Army's got to tighten up here a little bit. We really do.
Hey, that was a great looking point here from Navy, and that was number 22, Evan Wong.
Evan Wong. So the funny thing is, Evan is actually still in the Navy, and he is a nuclear submarine tech. So if he's glowing,
but hold on a second, he's wearing Damian Vasquez jersey.
Oh no, is that Damian?
Does Damian a veteran too?
Damian's a veteran. He's a boatsman.
No way.
He's a boatsman.
God, you learn something new about everyone.
Oh, Damian was a rubber raft guy for I think.
He's a BM Tactical Craft.
So he's doing small boats close to shore. So then that's Damian Vasquez. I thought it was Evan Wong, but I'm mistaken. So now you have the Marines coming out versus the Air Force, which is really great because everyone says the Air Force guys are always smarter. They actually had like a Zoom meeting before like all this. As we planned this out for a couple months, they're like, hey, we got to have a Zoom meeting. I'm like, wow.
You know what? Again, met some Air Force guys over the years. Again, San Diego, we get them all. But Vince from Let's Talk Paintball, he's an Air Force vet too.
Vince is a fantastic guy, man. I love Vince.
Yeah. So it's funny because, anyone that tries to give it to Vince, he's like, I was an Air Force guy stationed with Army and Marines guys, so, I mean, you're going to hear it. It just is what it is. There's nothing you can say to me that hasn't been said to me already on those deployments. And I was like, yeah, you got a good point, strong, solid point there. All right, what do we got going on here?
Big bite. That's Craig Martin up there. No, actually, that's Craig Bennett up in the center here. And then I think that's Dino Scardino, if I'm not mistaken, up here in the stick side brick. Everyone's starting to attack, and I love that. We told everyone we want to make it a good show for everyone and a great representation, but it's got to be fun and it's got to be a spectacle. So, body's peeling off though.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is the most aggressive paintball I've seen all day. It's the past 2 points here.
You leave it on the field. This is the time where you tell your other service member that you are better than them with a gun.
So Air Force here from the blue side. Ooh, is a penalty assessed here on
Rangel
Air
peeling
Force.
People off. Rangel sliding out. And, I think Chris Rangel, the bear himself, is,
Well, Daniel Padilla coming through here, 566. Also was a part of that as well, that attack in the center. And then Craig Bennett, number 14, he was in there as well. Rangel, it's a solid point here for the Marines. It did look like the Air Force was slightly more aggressive to start things out, but the Marines took full advantage of that penalty, though.
They sure did. Yeah, they sure did. So we did a population of how many years, so on this entire roster, and then if you include the refs who are actually veterans as well too, if you include the entire roster numbers-wise, this is 400 years of service total.
Wow.
400 years, and and if you think about that, and this is why, service is important because that's 400 birthdays, anniversaries, events, the life events you get to miss out with your family. I remember when I was deployed, I did miss out my daughter's first birthday, and it was kind of one of those rough things. But is it worth it on the back end? It is. You find people across the nation that serve as well too, that have that semblance of just having that that camaraderie, the stories, the understanding of what it really feels like to be a veteran when you're away.
Jeff, well spoken and well said, because that's very true. And again, a lot of people that are dedicated to certain things, their jobs or paintball or whatever it may be that you're doing out there in the world. You may miss your birthday, this or that, but you're probably not gone for 4 or 5 months, or 8 or 9 months.
Right.
Well, you missed a birthday or a year, and you missed a lot. It wasn't just that one birthday. It was everything around it and the entire bulk of that person's time. So jumping back.
My kid's bigger.
Yeah, exactly. It's a completely different facet of their life. Anyway, Navy up by 1 over Army. We still got a lot of time left. Just getting this Commander's Cup here, semifinal.
And as fast as these points are rolling and as aggressive everyone is, it makes it exciting.
Yeah, and the quicker the points go, the more points you're going to see. Ooh, a little bit of a stumble here for Army trying to get out to that back corner bunker on that D side. And then here comes a secondary move for Navy getting up into the 50-yard line. And referee coming in, checking out Army at D3. And it looks like
he's clean.
Good to go. He's going to move up into a better position. Does he know that body, Jeff, is at that 50, though, is the question. Number, who's that, 97 up in the center here for Navy. And I don't have a 97 on for Navy.
I think one of the guys dropped, but that's okay. We'll pull it back in. Thank you for your service for walking off. Lots of Purple Hearts getting one today.
Yeah, that's very true. Look at this, though. Past the 50-yard line.
Oof.
Is Damien again. Dude, Damien's probably...
he's just feasting right now.
Well, think about it. Okay, if it's a... look, Damien plays on San Diego Dynasty.
Right.
It's a little unfair, but what I love about the Armed Forces guys, I don't care what branch you're in. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's like, they don't care that it's Damien from
Matt
Dynasty.
Go through, but Damien picks him up.
Yeah, and that was Matt Rowell, so...
Yeah.
Body's kind of coming off everywhere right now, but Damien going to town.
Wow, it's like the Damien show right now. Jeez, my knees.
Won't be surprised if the Commanders Cup becomes a little bit of the Damien show, though, because
and there's Kyle Bowen.
Because also, if you think about it, if you're Damien and you're so Damien's fighting for playtime on Dynasty, right?
Right.
And so now he comes out Commanders Cup where they're going to spin him every single possible point, right? He's going to literally play every single point.
Right.
So he's been grinding against the best of the best now, trying to earn the right to have playing time. And he's got some playing time, and he's had some big moments out there.
Of course.
But now he's just going to get to go off and feast all day long.
Right.
In a grudge match. So it's going to be fun to watch Damian Vasquez go off right now.
I'm going to lose money here, guys. Like, I need... Let's go.
I hope that's a good question. So Jeff, how many side bets are going on right now?
Oh my God. There was, if you lose, you're gonna do this. You're gonna hold this shame over your face for We bought champagne bottles for the second place guys to get dropped down.
Oh, that's great. So let's check in with the return third member of our broadcast team, Lauren Kelly. She's down in the pits. Lauren, what do you got for us?
Thanks. Damien's not the only man from Dynasty playing for Navy or helping Navy in this match. Kevin Breadthauer, coach of Dynasty, is also down here. Navy didn't have a coach coming into World Cup 2 weeks ago, so Damien asked him to step in, so he's helping call these plays.
Wow. Whoa. That's also a big nod to Navy.
That's a strategic push. That's strategy's thing.
Yeah, and
tactics.
And also a Southern California guy too.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
San Diego guy, San Clemente guy. Now lives up in, I believe he's in Encinitas now, but
Marines and Air Force decking up. Josh West going up to that snake side wedge. And no attack from the snake on either side.
Marines with a 1-point lead, but a ton of time left to go. 11 minutes on the clock here, and kicking things off. Air Force now switch the sides. Every time a point is won, switching sides. As the body coming off for the Marines, and I'm guessing that's Alec.
Yeah,
so Alec is currently, he's not a veteran, he's a current Marine.
He's currently in. He's actually an instructor out in California as a gunnery sergeant. So.
Oh, and here comes the push up in the center of the field.
Big step out. Oh, but what's the body count here? Oh, Air Force being aggressive on that snake side.
Yeah, that was Josh West coming through number 88 for the Marines. But Air Force with some good read and react here and dealing with these aggressive threats here from Marines, but looking pretty good. Looks like the Marines are up by 1. Might be a tie ball game after this, unless they can.
Oh, I think that's
get some of these.
Crow in the snake side, but and I think Rich cleaning up. So it's really funny. Like people ask, are most of these guys combat guys? Like trigger pullers, door kickers, that kind of stuff. It's not. There's a lot. There's one Ricky Axtell who's playing for the Marines. He was like a supply guy. He was like an admin dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Richard Crow, who's in the snake right now. I think he was like he was a gun bunny. He fixed guns.
Hey, it takes a team, right?
It does.
To every service you're in.
Logistics.
Yeah, for sure. And so scanning the field here, and it does look like it was looking, again, another seesaw battle back and forth, right?
Yep.
But the Marines looking like they're going to go. Marines lost a couple bodies early with Alec taking the walk and another body taking the walk, but then able to get number 10 here into the snake, that Richard Crow.
Yep.
Rich Crow. Yeah, it's
1 minute.
replay here. So yeah, here come Marines pushing the issue.
Here's
up
Josh
the center
West.
of the field. Ooh, nice little run through in the center.
Good clean, nice clean run.
Yeah, and then to finish things off, they got Richard Crow into the snake, getting that crossfield kill right there and kind of cleaning things up. So I like that punch. Come through the center, punch through the center, get that body into the snake, and get it done that way. So yeah, over the years, just being a San Diego paintball guy, I've done a lot of decent amount of playing the Op 4 in gunfighting scenarios. Because I'm the pro paintball guy, so I get a call and be like, hey, we got this situation. Hey, there's a shoot kill house. You want to come to all these different ones?
Heck yeah, I want to come.
I'm always down for that. So, and we've been doing some stuff recently. It's a company called Tactical Hive, run by a paintball guy who's just retired from the teams, from the SEALs, and a bunch of other Tier 1 guys. So we've been doing some cool stuff with Glock 19s indoors, no light, low light stuff. So.
Oh man, that sounds like a fun time for everyone. It's Tim Butt going into the snake for the Army. And big Ryan Broach ears from Rye Guy Media in the back center home. And then, I can't tell who 97 is up in the wall from the Navy.
Yeah, so Navy, this is a big moment for Army, though. Army needs to answer. Your boys right now, Jeff, They need to step up here.
I know.
We got some time. It's only 8:40 left, but you don't want to go down by 3 to Navy here.
Oh,
Navy losing some bodies,
2 bodies
though.
walking off.
And Army has the snake, so they're in snake 2. 2 bodies have come off.
I think the Army guys just figured out, hey, wait a minute. There is no water in this situation, so we should be dominant. So I think they just figured that out.
Oh, that's a tough death, though, for Army out of the snake right
Tim
now.
Butt, Infantry Lieutenant Tim Butt. And 16. Who's wheeling dealing right now for the Navy? That is Vince Newell.
Oh man,
Newell.
I also the notable mention on Tim Butt, who did have an early death here, but he was processing Afghan refugees during the pullout. Ooh, now that's a rough. There
are
job.
so many. Like I'm telling you, like if you ever have a slow day, ask a veteran his or her best story, and it'll kind of open your eyes on a couple things. I think that's Curtis Roberts swinging out that snake side corner, trying to fish out the threat. And I think he's aware that he's there, that there's a danger there. Curtis Roberts, combat engineer.
Looks like Vince Newell was at the wedge here for Navy. He's going back and forth. He's going to get a little help here.
There's a snake.
Getting his snake too.
There you go.
I think that's Dennis Morris, number 10.
So Dennis Morris is actually also he is active duty as well. He's a Navy chief.
Anytime when I see job descriptions in the military and when it says operations specialist, I'm like, okay. What type of operations are we talking about here, bro?
The things and the things. That's what.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you do?
Those are that's an operations specialist.
Yeah, those aren't bedtime stories.
Yeah, for
Unless
sure.
you're like watching Major Payne.
A little bit of a longer point here, Jeff. Longer point is kind of feeling each other out right now. Better field position currently for Navy. And again, this is a big moment right now for Army.
Should be, I think it's 4-on-3 right now. I think there's a...
Yeah, I think on our... Is it, though? I don't know. There's definitely... I see at least 3 bodies right now for Army.
As I said that, I just jinxed everything. Look at
You
that.
do? Is that your... Jeff, that was your first commentator curse right there.
Curse. Goodness. Oh, but Vince Newell taking the walk off that snake side wedge. But Damien Vasquez, does he... Oh, no, Damien Vasquez, he's starting to work here on that Dorito side. So it should be Curtis Roberts here in the that snake insert, and then the good chief in the snake 3. But is there anyone on the Dorito side for the Army?
Can you see back corner bunker? Back corner bunker D side?
No, there's no one back there.
Yeah, I don't think so, because now they're moving up on this side of the field. They have another body coming off right now. Damien moves up. Got to deal with this snake, but he might be...
Damien Curtis, it's 1-on-1 right now, because Kyle just took the walk.
They're checking out Damien right now. I don't know if he made it through that chaos. I think he did. He's still alive. So number 5 right now for Army, which is Curtis.
Oh, and Curtis Roberts pulled off a shot.
Oh, Curtis Roberts getting a shot.
Roberts.
Damien.
Combat engineer pulls it off. That's a good story. You know, that's when does that ever really get to happen on the pro field?
Well, so it comes down to a 1-on-1. He's up against Damien from Dynasty, and also in a moment, Jeff, where they need that point.
Yeah,
it's 2-0. You don't even have a point on board. There's 5 minutes left. If Navy gets that point, if Damien wins that 1-on-1. We're singing a different song here. 3-point spread, not a lot of time left. Maybe the game's over, but now he has just created an Army's opportunity here to keep
the
it
morale
close.
boost that you kind of need. You got to see the wins.
Here's the replay. Yeah, I got a coin here for our guy as he's playing Damien. Damien did not know that he was at the wedge, and he caught him in that transition right there.
Way to go, Curtis. I remember when Curtis first got in the Army, because I was a senior and he was a junior. You just got to kick him. You know, it's like being the new guy on any paintball team. Just got to kick him around. And Curtis went through years of being kicked around. So God bless him, and you know he's really grown to be a player. I'm playing D2 now, I think, for the farm out in that area. So.
Well, there's Coach Kevin Brethauer helping Navy out.
Here we go.
Air Force back out here now.
2-0, right?
Yeah, 2-0 for the Marines, though. Marines versus Air Force. Big moment. Just as we saw for Army, now Air Force got to step up. So everyone's going to send it. Jesus, there we go.
We like that
That's
wall.
what we're talking
Here comes
about.
Chris Wrangle, big bites for Chris Wrangle. Did he get both? I don't know if he got both.
Hey, penalty going to be assessed here. Penalty. I think Wrangle comes through. A penalty assessed on Air Force. How many bodies they pull? See, one body coming off. They still have one.
It's chaos.
Up in the center of the field. Absolute chaos reigning out here. It's John still left alive for Air Force, number 8, up in that center. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name.
So Will Sides there up in the center. Oh, look at that. So on the Air Force roster, there were actually 3 or 4 pilots that are actually on the Air Force roster, like guys that are actually flying tactical airplanes. And I think Will Sides is actually an instructor that teaches tactical airplane.
That's was that Will for Air Force? Will Sides? Oh, there's
Will
two.
Sides.
There's 2 8s. There's an 8 and there's an 08. That was 08. So
Oh, that
that's
was
Will
08.
Sides.
Okay.
There's another 8 too. Who, if you want to give me a good old college try on that last name.
That's when you're in the Army or when you're in the military, like, oh, hey, M, come here.
Yeah, M.
It's
Yeah.
It's like, that's an eye chart. John eye chart starts with M.
That's very true. I mean, it looks. I think that's a Polish, maybe Czech name. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try that one. Let's check out this replay here. So Marines looking pretty good, and so here's that just aggressive push. We're seeing a ton of aggression here in this Commander's Cup from these.
Wrangle cutting that guy here.
Wrangle is gonna come around.
Ooh, little cheaty cheat.
Well, what's interesting with that is he gets shot there, but they pulled the penalty on Air Force, it looked like.
Oof,
So
wow.
Marines come through. Does look like Wrangle caught one in the back of his head. And then, is this a different look? No, this is a different engagement. That looked like a pretty clean trade.
Yeah.
But it does look like that Wrangle who got shot in the back of his head.
That's Wrangle. That's a stolen valor move, Wrangle.
But that's paintball, though, right?
It is paintball.
He gets shot by maybe his own guy in the back of the head,
right.
It looked like, as he came through that stream. And he just comes through and dices up the guys in front of him. Penalty actually was called on Air Force, it looked like. Chaos ensues.
You know, that's the paintball and how the military works. It's like, that wasn't supposed to happen. It's paintball. It's the military. And that's in any operation. It was supposed to happen that way.
Yeah, well, I'm not a big fan of, like, it wasn't I don't like the word supposed to, or
right.
that phrase.
That's like wishing.
Yeah, it's like, well, man, there's a lot of things that aren't quote unquote supposed to happen, but things just happen. You got to deal with it. Life is kind of defined by you reacting to things that aren't supposed to happen.
We had a plan. Well, we had one. And moved to 50. Who was that? It's 40.
Navy up by 2 on Army here. We're looking behind this guy on the red side of the field as Navy moving up here with that 1-point lead. Just 5 minutes left to go here in this Commander's Cup semifinals.
That's Capella Advincular in the 50. Capella was actually a medical recruiter, retired. He did over 20 years in the Army.
Wow.
And you have and that's the thing. Like, you have retirees, you have veterans. Some of these guys aren't spring chickens. You know, they just aren't. And,
Matt Rao in the snake and chopping up bodies here currently for Army.
Matt's such a polite guy. I've talked to Matt over the years.
He is a very polite guy.
As you know, going through the Infamous program, and he's just one of the sweetest dudes you could talk to. Very, very well spoken, very polite, supporting a lot of veteran stuff.
He also has the exact same name as Yosh Rao's brother. Yosh has a brother named Matt Rao. So when he came up, I'm like, dude, you literally have the name. You have Yosh's brother's name, and Matt Rao is a beast, the Yosh's brother. So I was like, and then he's been awesome, man. Matt Rao from Infamous is great. Well, Matt's in a really good position. He's cut inside, and Army needs it right now, too.
Come on, boys.
Now Matt cuts the seam, and here comes the hammer about to get dropped.
And
on that, I believe the last player, and that is going to do it. So tie ball game right now.
Craig Martin. Craig Martin Luxteg was playing on the Latin Saints. Look at that.
Yeah, as he was running through, I looked at him like, okay, that body language looks familiar.
Yeah, that's 100% Craig. You know, I love Craig to death, and sometimes Craig's, and I'm not dogging on the combat arms guys, but Craig is so well spoken. Sometimes I forget he used to be in the infantry. That's like, wow, you enunciate things. What would you do? I was in the infantry. Well, dang it, I didn't know that. I thought you were a decision.
Never would have guessed it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. It's fun to hang out with some infantry guys, but not known for their eloquence.
No, I mean, it's
here and there.
Gentlemen killers are
not dogging them on them,
no,
but
I mean, some guys just drink Natty Light, and some guys drink bourbon. You can kind of tell which one goes to which capacity there. It's just the way it is.
Speaking of bourbon, I think you might appreciate this. So Robbie Goldsmith, he started.
Robbie.
Yeah, this Silver Belly Whiskey Company.
Oh my
so this is going to be the Silver Belly Sniper NXL World Cup, and it's for the best defensive player award. So that's kind of cool, and a cash prize too.
Oh wow. Robbie's such a gentleman too. He is. And actually, working with Robbie, I played an event with him, and what's it called? He always supports the veteran community. So thanks Robbie for that, man. I really do. That's awesome.
And he's good people for sure.
Great people. Always got a smile on them.
Air Force, they need to try to make something happen here. It's been all Marines. Air Force has some time to work with. We've seen some quick points. There's still 8:34 left.
Someone get a drone strike from the Air Force. That'll help.
Jeff, let me ask you a question. Is there a mercy rule out here during this one?
I think it's mercy 4, I believe. I think it's mercy 4.
If it's mercy 4, we are on the precipice of a mercy rule victory. 5.
Oh, it's 5.
I mean, yeah, we're getting some input here from the commissioner. It's 5. Taking the early walk for the Marines. Number 22, though, is Matt Hodges.
Matt Hodges out of Louisiana. Great guy. If you're ever in Louisiana, go check out NXL Xball. It's a fantastic field. And, ooh.
I was looking at the years of service here for the Marines. I didn't know that Alec has been in for 13 years.
Yeah, Alec.
He looks really young for having been
Alec
in
is like the old man, like being a spring chicken. I mean, to be totally honest. Oh, Air Force on the Here
Air
we go.
Force, yeah, so this
Still
is
in.
So that was at 8 or 08. It's another one of the 8s. It's 08, and that is going to be that's our guy Will Sides again.
Yeah. Will, pilot instructor.
14 years of service for him.
He's an Air Force major, I believe. So he's a field grade officer.
Oh, and he played. That's awesome. He's a U.S. Air Force Academy 2008 grad. Played the NCPA paintball in 06 and 8. I was there for those.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool too. What is the MC 13OJ Commando 2?
Do you
know what that is?
It's a really, really big plane.
Okay.
Really big plane.
Like a C-130 big?
Yeah, like I think I flew back on one of those for my second deployment coming back from Iraq, I think. It's big. It's got a lot of leg room.
There's like tanks in the back and stuff?
You can. There's, yeah. You know, it's...
Or 150 Marines.
It's an amazing what you could put in the back of a plane and people just don't complain about. Like, oh, we've got just hard equipment there. But it's tactical. It's probably going to crush whatever you're going to drop it on. So it's great. It's a good thing. It's like, thank you, Air Force. Here it comes. Here it comes. It's like playing Call of Duty. It's like, there's my supply drop. Except it's a tank. All right, who's out for the Navy on this one? Of course, Damien's out there.
Yeah, and Matt Rao's out there with Bowen as well too. So Kyle Bowen, 8 years.
God, Kyle has a very prolific career, and I've known Kyle as soon as he got in the Army, and he's just great dude. He was a soldier, man. Like I tell you.
Interesting. He also started playing paintball in Japan at age 10.
Yep.
There's not a lot of places to play paintball in Japan, so that's kind of a cool thing too. He is going to be taking an early walk here, though.
Sorry, Kyle.
From that D side.
We're just cursed you. I'm so sorry, man.
And then a quick run out here for Army tie ball game right now. 3:04 to go, and it looks like Damien is going to be running into a stream over there as a body does come off for Army as well. So just trading bodies back and forth here. Number 22 for Navy is going to be jumping in there, Evan Wong. There's 2 22s, but that's definitely not Damien. Both 22s have died now, so Vasquez and Wong coming off.
So if you watch Evan, if there's a glow on him, he's actually a nuclear submarine tech. So, I mean...
So don't spend too much time with him, because just
social
you need to take iodine pills after that. Yeah.
It's like, why are you glowing like Homer Simpson? It's a thing.
Who's going to take this one?
I think it's Vince Newell up in that Drio 3.
Better field position currently here for Navy. Both teams have gotten
right
shoot up. But yeah, Matt Rao is now into the snake. So even a little bit more forward progression across the field here for just I say that, Navy's going to be losing their body from the wedge as Matt Rao gets into the snake. And he's going to hit the deck. So they got Jeff Munoz up here from Army, definitely rooting on his boy. And Matt Rao is slowly crawling up. He's got a little bit of time to work with.
Pick off from that snake. Who's that? Is that Craig Martin? No, that's Westside's.
Bodies are dying in front of him. Jacob Miller taking the walk for Navy. He was the only body over here. Another penalty, it looks like, assessed. And so Matt not even really need to do too much in there other than just do really well to get in there and be that thorn.
And that's Ryan Sartor taking the walk, chirping the ref, and that's, I think that's Wes. Let me see.
Stop.
Yeah, that's Wes Idle. Wes he actually ran forward support for field artillery, which is funny because when I met Wet Mess, I'm not a field artillery guy, but I have like this prestigious medal that they give out. I'm like, how do you not have one? I have one. Shut up, Jeff. That's what you do, man. Like you gotta one up your friends.
Of course.
Yeah. That's why paintball's so relevant to us. It's like, oh, you suck.
It is. Totally. It is Veterans Day. Big shout out to all the veterans. This is Commander's Cup if you're just joining us. So kind of give people a little insight into the Veterans Militia, into how this all came about, and where people can go to get more information about joining up.
It was built as a social program. You know, was paintball the vehicle? Yeah. I mean, like we do have, like even for our T35 band, we've had the series championship for 4 years running. But those guys, like myself included, we all knew each other from playing. I played with the Marine team. I played against the Marine team. We said, hey, we should all kind of get together. And then we built a social circle. So we started with 7. I think there's the original 7, and now we're at over 2,600. So the biggest thing for us is making sure that people have a voice or a home to call. Let it be through paintball, through professionalism, because we still have folks that are still in. And then also, on the professional side, as you build your social network, hey, I just got out of the military and I've got these skills. Who's got a job open? We've done that, and quite frankly, and the deepest thing we've done for each other, when guys kind of go dark and have those hard moments, I can't give you the metric number of what we've done, but we have stopped some suicides where people's like, hey, where are you at? Let me go to your house, and people have showed up to each other's houses, or they met at a bar and say, hey, let's talk this through.
Yeah.
And that's the most beautiful thing that we've ever done for each other.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing, because the suicide rate for veterans, if we're going to call it like it is too high. It's really sad. It's a sad thing. It's happening. It's happening too much.
That's why with the 22. Oh,
look at this big run through. Alec is coming through and just eating people up. Is it going to be a clean run? It looks like how many bodies come off from that big run through from Alec here for the Marines. They have a 2-point lead. They're still, but the battle's going down right now on your screen. Here is and the run through, and they're going to come through and trade out. Oh, look at this standoff. We got a little bit of a standoff here. Air Force and Marines coming to get some.
Carnage.
Oh, so we're going to see a penalty assessed, probably on both teams, I'm guessing, and probably going to pull a little 1-for-1, little 2-for-1. What are we going to see out here?
I'm going to pull him. Oh, Travis Kerr taking the walk, and it looks like Air Force is going to close us out.
As the dust settles, Jeff, it does look like after the standoff and the penalty assessed on, I think, both teams, and Air Force is going to pull within 1. We got ourselves a match here.
I think what the Air Force did, they waited for sobriety to kind of kick in for the Marines. I think that's what they did. I think that's what we call the tactical pause. We're still active, but we're in a tactical situation. We got to pause, and that way everything kind of purges up.
Love that. Yeah, so we do have ourselves a match here. A little bit of a grudge match. It does look like it would happen so fast. Alec ran through, and then we had a little standoff. I couldn't see who it was in the standoff. Let's get a look here at this replay. It starts with Alec Bouchang. He comes through, 13 years of service here. He's a Los Angeles Ironmen starting 5 core member, and comes through, couple bodies off. But here's the move. So Marines on the left, Air Force actually playing the aggressors. That's 86. That's Jell Stewart.
That's Jell Stewart from the AC.
Yes, man. Jell Stewart. I didn't know you'd see all these guys I didn't know were veterans. I didn't know Jell was a vet.
Jell's in Texas with me, and man, he goes, Jeff, can I get a part of this? Like, oh, heck yeah, you can, Jell. Of course you can.
Oh, look at him.
Stand it off, baby. Look at that.
One of them.
Jell, I love you, man. Look at that. Oh, it feels so good.
Oh, so that penalty, actually, I'll tell you what, Jell maybe ran out of paint a little bit. Couldn't see who it was, actually, that was putting it on
Is it
Jell.
3 on the box to the Navy? No way. It's about to be a feast fest, unless...
So, yeah, it's getting a little heated out here. 3 on the box for Navy. Army's going to be a big advantage and up a point with only 1 minute and 30 seconds left here in this Commander's Cup on Veterans Day.
I wonder why there's only 3 on the box for the Navy.
Yeah, do you remember the penalty that happened out there? I couldn't really remember exactly that.
Why
they should be starting with 2.
I don't... Wow.
2 bodies coming off for Army right now. Navy only starting with 3. It's a 3-on-3 all of a sudden.
Matt Rao still alive. Who's that? And that's Kyle. I think it's Kyle Bone on the drill side.
Well, Navy.
60 seconds.
So when we're down to 60 seconds, this is going to get decided right now. Damian Vasquez.
Slow walks. Ooh.
So Navy, the opportunity to tie it up here is going to be, so Damian's got the ball right now.
Matt Rao still alive.
45 seconds left. Matt Rao as well too, but Damian's at the 50-yard line. He's on Navy. They need this one here. Damian Vasquez for Dynasty.
Crossing over. Oh, there we go. Pick up now. It's 2-on-2.
Damian on to Army side of the field.
Who's this the snake here?
Oh, it's looking really good. Oh, does Damian get eaten up, though? Got to be careful not to get a penalty, but then number 16 here might have helped him out. So Damian goes through, draws the guns, and then 16, Vince Newell. Vince Newell saving the day here for Navy. He's going to tie it up with 7 seconds left to go.
So Vince is a hovercraft engineer, and he's actually been working with the SEAL teams.
Number 16 on our screen right now? Vince Newell from Navy, is that, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hovercraft engineer, worked with the SEAL teams. It's pretty impressive. Occasionally you'll be driving up the 5 and passing Camp Pendleton, and you look out and you see the hovercraft coming. It's just
like, oh, they're doing something fun.
It almost makes me want to. The hovercraft is a pretty amazing machine to watch because as big as they are, it's pretty sweet. Might have a hit on 3 refs converging here.
I'm not saying I'm praying for something. No, go ahead.
Vince.
No. Yes. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna Jedi mind trick everyone right now.
We got Jeff over here, just really.
He's like, no, I swear. Oh, come on, do it. No, just give me a thumbs down. Give me like Gladiator, just down.
Thumbs down. Oh, they're still arguing over this right now.
Oh, he's good.
He's good to go. We got a tie ball game right now.
He plead the 5th. Wow.
Yeah.
Of course they are, because they're afraid to face the Army next day.
Well, we got ourselves 2 games here. Air Force and Marines. Air Force down by 1. I think there's more time left in this one as the points have gone pretty quick. Yeah, there's still 7 minutes left in this one.
I see 4 on the box.
It's going to be a high-scoring game right here.
Big bite up the 3-star from Marines, and Buddy's matched up, though.
Air Force on the red side. Marines with the 1-point lead on the blue side. Marines in the red.
Nick Silvich in the Snake from the Navy.
Is that Snake 1?
Yeah.
We're watching the battle here. This is our D-side cam. As Marines pushing the issue but getting taken out right there. Number 69 from the Marines.
That Josh.
That's Dewey Hewitt.
Dewey.
He's an infantry mortarman.
Yep. Dewey likes blowing things up from afar.
Those are important guys when stuff's going down.
Because you want to be from afar. You want to be like right there, like, oh, boom. Let's take a little distance off that. Oh, big bite and run for the Air Force. Does he get checked? And it looks like, ooh, did he get a penalty for that? And Marines still alive up that Rio side. Oh, and the Snake. What is that?
Yeah, number 6 for the Marines. They're going to try to put a little bit of a bigger lead up on the board.
Luis Betancourt.
Betancourt's a vet too?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think he's a radio guy.
Betancourt's one of the top players from the ML Kings, man. He's been very impressive. Almost made the All-Star team.
Yeah.
And
super consistent.
Yeah. The Marines have some studs out there.
They sure do. As much as I don't like them, especially like I spent half the house I was staying in are all Marines, so I heard the Marine Corps hymn all day. I wanted to throw up a little bit. But I did give him a plate of crayons at dinner, so I was like, here, happy birthday.
Yeah, just names of guys that I've seen out here before. I mean, obviously Chris Rangel's been around for a long time, but you got Alec Bouchang from the Ironmen, Louis Betancourt from ML Kings. Those guys, they can get it done. And then seeing Damien out there with Matt Rao, and it's just pretty cool to see this many guys that play really high-level paintball out here representing for the veterans. Let's get another update here from Lauren.
Yeah, this Army-Navy match is going to be rolling into overtime. You guys may have seen Coach Kevin Brettauer come over to Jason Trozen on the sidelines and say, we don't want to go into overtime. We want to play that point. Jason Trozen said, nope, we're rolling into overtime, but he said his guys need time to rest. So he was arguing for it, but didn't get his way.
It's veteran service where you don't really have to rest. It's not a thing. It's like, oh, there's no tactical pause in a war. There just isn't. It sucks all the time.
You could call it that if you want,
I mean, it's like, well, I'm not getting shot at for a little bit, so we've got time to rest. That's your time to rest. It really is.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, though, if you look actually on this field, there are a couple Purple Heart recipients. So they have been wounded in a combat situation. Again, it's stories. The one thing that veterans love is telling stories, and there are so many stories that we could tell you back and forth. So, if anything, if you thank a veteran for their service, ask them to tell you a story. That's it's like paintball. The places that you go and travel with your friends, with your boys that become family, it all comes down to stories.
Yeah, I mean, on the Marines, both Chris Rangel and Daniel Padilla, Purple Hearts. So here we go, 10 seconds to go. We're heading into overtime.
Matt Rao, Kyle Bowen still out there for the Army.
So on the breakout right now, throwing 5 minutes on the clock, and it does look like a pretty solid 5-on-5 break with Damien getting shot off the break, trying to get out wide on that corner for Navy, so that's just a good job from Army. If you're Army and you know that Damien's on the other side, it's probably going to try to take some ground. And also, you need to put some paint on those angles. So they risk Damien out. Doesn't work out. He gets shot, and that's going to put Navy at a deficit here. 5-on-4.
But Navy is in the wall, and that's... Ooh.
Yeah, Navy's at the wall. They got taking some good ground up there. There's 222s on Navy, and so that is Evan Wong.
Got that nice glow about him right now.
Oh, and they do get a shot in on Bowen as well, too, for Army.
Oh, man.
So 2 of the studs for these 2 teams have taken walks, as Bowen from Energy Elite takes the walk, and Damien from Dynasty taking the walk. Matt Rowell from Infamous is still alive out there, playing for Army.
He's keyed up on that. He knows that there's that danger in that snake side wedge, so... It looks like it might be Curtis Roberts, the back center, and then I can't tell who that is in that zero side tower.
Yeah, tense moments right here. I'd like to hear a little bit more talking from both teams. Everyone kind of seems a little bit dialed in.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the communications. There was a little bit of a lull for a second.
It's like, wait a minute, I should be doing more things.
And everyone kind of started talking at the same time from both squads. That's pretty good. We got Craig Martin. He's at the wedge for Army right now. He's in a pretty crucial spot here on the left-hand side. I can't see who that is for Navy here. Wong's up at the wall. Evan Wong, who's again got the glow, the nuclear machinist. So don't spend too long hanging out with him.
Oh, now Navy has a snake side presence. Who's that?
Yeah, Navy's looking pretty good. So Navy
Miller.
So they got Miller in the snake now, and he's crawling up. There's no one in front of him, so he can keep going. There's nothing stopping Miller.
Yep.
Miller can just keep going, get all the way on their side. He's going to have a free shot at Craig Martin inside.
And no one's looking at that snake right now.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to keep that head on a swivel over there. Oh, and he gets a free kill on Craig.
Sonar tech. That guy, like, I love Jacob because he spent most of his career inside like some dark room looking at a sonar, and he's still killing people out here. Doesn't matter what your job was. Paintball is a great equalizer.
Really is.
That's why I love paintball, though. Even on the civilian side, it's like I've played with people that were doctors and street sweepers, and just to have them share a moment like that. Oh, does he get shot?
The referee's in there, giving him a glance. Oh, and he does get taken out, so that's a huge kill here for Army.
But 2 in the wall.
Yeah, it's a tough death. He did
Matt
get a
Rao
kill.
takes the walk.
Yeah, Matt Rao getting smoked there.
Chris Roberts.
And here comes Navy. Navy's going to try to finish this one off and take the win here in overtime. They're pushing the issue. It's not looking good, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Broken hearts, guys.
I don't know how much money Jeff just lost, but it's about to go down as they're jumping in here to...
Oh, who just hit that buzzer? I'm going to kick in the teeth later. I mean, I'm going to congratulate you is what I'm going to do. And that's it. The prolific Army-Navy match. Congratulations to the Navy. Like, that's what we wanted to see, though. I mean, like, we wanted to make some of these games, the people that and here's the other thing. If you're a veteran and you want to get a part of this, get a hold of me. We're a VM paintball group on Facebook. Or you get a hold of Chris Rangel, you get a hold of me through Instagram or Facebooks.
And what is your Instagram or the Instagram to go to?
Just go to my Instagram. It's at JeffyMunoz60. Get a hold of me, man, and we'll get you to the people that you need to talk to. Again, we want to build a community. And for these people that we selected to be here at Commanders Cup, these people have been in paintball. They've been helping throughout the veteran community. And the good thing is for the veterans that want to play this again, if the NXL continues to support this, anyone that's on the roster field right now is ineligible for next year. So that way we're going to keep it open to keep on flooding veteran presence in here so everyone has an opportunity.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So still a little bit of time left in this one as these points have gone faster. Faster points means more points and more time left on that clock. So, but Marines with the 2-point lead, a 5:29 to go.
Woof. Woof. There's Alec wheeling and dealing from that center.
Yeah, Air Force from the blue side, taking the early walk, trying to take ground in that center of the field. And the Marines in the red on the red side.
He's creeping on that Drew side too. Oh, and he gets shot. I think it's Big Wheel side's getting shot up from that Drew side of 50.
Alec making a nice little move into the wedge as the Marines also moving up into D3.
Travis Career bumping out that Drew side tower. Alec trying to get a feast on that No, that's not Alex.
Nice little triple set of moves here. That's not Allen. It's at the wedge right here.
No, Alex there. I was looking at the rear side.
Oh,
Took
okay.
a walk. And who is that in that snake? That looks like that is.
That's Lewis Betancourt.
There he is. There's old Betancourt. He knows where the danger's at. He's like, oh, he's found that mucker.
Yeah, we're getting our first look at Lewis Betancourt at World Cup. The ML Kings do play the Saints at 2 o'clock out here, so that'll be the next time we see Lewis. He'll be in an ML Kings jersey. See if Lewis is going to get that. Oh, free.
Right in the face.
Yeah, free kill inside. Alex going to launch after that.
And that player.
Yeah, Alec could have waited a little beat there because Lewis had already got that kill. So if Alec had went straight up, we would have stayed alive at the wedge. But Alec's a super aggressive player, so he's going to launch, try to go get some.
Travis Kirshen down that wire on that Drew side.
Betancourt trying to get a drop there on that box. They're going to try to do damage control, trade out, get Lewis off the field. Lewis got to be careful about D1.
Oh, and it's a trade. Oh, I was waiting a little more of a standoff on that one. But
yeah, well, Jeff, I was looking. I thought if D2 had looked across, he could have got the shot on Lewis, but it's not going to matter. So the Marines are going to put up a little 3-point cushion right here.
5.56, Daniel Padilla. I was like, who's got the 5.56 jersey? Yeah, it's Daniel Padilla. Of course it is.
So should be 5. I was going to say, where's the concession? 3:20 left to go. Going to be a 3-point spread. Yeah, the Marines are definitely. Air Force is. Look, I'll tip my hat in respect. They have been aggressive.
Yeah.
Oh wait, game finished.
Oh, is that it? Oh, I think it's Mercy 5. We going to 5?
Oh, is it a race to 5?
I think that's it.
Oh, race to 5.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was a Mercy 5. So
that's it. So it looks like it'll be the Marines versus the Navy. That's super amphibious assault tomorrow here on the pro field. Or is it still going? What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I heard. Yeah. We heard the game over.
Okay,
so that was the other game. Yeah. So Marines still though have the advantage. We're in the pits right now with the Marines. Talking things over right now.
And kudos to Crystal. So if you look in the pits right now, you saw Crystal Clark walk there. She's the only female that we had a chance to roster on the entire Commanders Cup line. So Crystal Clark is a female Marine. What did Crystal do again? Super sweet gal. She's out in the Georgia area, I think. Yeah. Crystal was a water sport tech.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I just love the infusion of women into the sport. We got the WNXL, but obviously women are a big component of the veterans as well too.
It's paintball's for everyone. Bottom line, male, female, kids, grandparents, the young and the old, the brave and the bold. It's for everyone. Let's see. Yep, that's Jill Stewart getting on the box again. For the Air Force.
2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Gel, when he was in the Air Force, he did like war game tactics. He was like looking at a digital screen and watching the units maneuver and move, which is, I used to do that in the Army, and that is crazy hard to do. Because he's like, oh, hey, manipulate the unit going here. And technically you're making this call going, if they're not successful, that's on your head.
Yeah.
Those are stressful jobs, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So here we go. 3-point spread is going to be Marines continuing to put points on the board with their counterpunch aggression. Though the Air Force, like I said before, got to give respect to Air Force. I mean, they are pushing the issue. The Marines have a pretty nasty roster, though. Yeah, are there any ring? Yeah, so Jill Stewart's definitely kind of a ringer. I'm trying to look if there's any other guys that I'm recognizing their names out here. As far as like experience it with high-level paintball, and I not to the extent of the Marines, that's for sure. Navy had some ringers, so you would have to give the favorite to the Marines in this situation. In fact, they have Lewis and Alec on the team, but Air Force getting into some decent position here in the snake with Nick looking inside.
Yep, and then if Craig gets out of that snake corner, starts to challenge out.
Yeah, Will Side's also in a pretty good spot. He's at that can. The issue here, though, Jeff, is that Air Force is playing slightly like they have a lead. Not,
right. They need to be getting down the field and trying to put points on the board.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not do or die time. Actually, it is. It's coming down to do or die time. They're down by 3. There's 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. You know, spread doesn't really matter here in the Commander's Cup. We're not in a true prelims, right? It's win or go home.
Win or go home.
Yeah, so, I mean, they really need to be pushing the issue a little bit more than they are currently.
Marines just playing some safe paintball right now, so which is smart.
Yeah, the Marines are doing what they need. Well, that's a bad death.
Bad Hodges take a block.
Yeah, losing that death, losing that body here with 1 minute and 40 seconds left and a lead. Now they just got to try to stop the attack right now from Nick in the snake here for Air Force. Nick Silvich. And then here comes the push up the center of the field with Will Sides. As Will Sides comes through, he gets 1. How many deaths come off of that? Another body coming off for the Marines as well, too. So the Marines in a bend-don't-break moment here, Jeff, not able to get it done. So Air Force, the issue, though, Jeff, for Air Force is that there's only 1 minute and 15 seconds left. The Marines are still going to be up by 2.
Yep, they've got to hit that buzzer. Let's go.
So the Air Force are going to be in that just full send, flying V down the center of the field. They have really no choice.
Call in for an AWACS or something right now.
So how long has the veteran militia been working on kind of uniting the tribes here?
You know, it's always been something we talked about. You know, it's like herding cats. Even for, you know, at one point in time we had almost 20 teams. In 2018, I think this year I think we have right about like 14 teams. And you know, everyone's everywhere. You know, everyone has their own lives, and it's so hard to get a hold of like 2,600 people. It is so hard, but we found a way to do it. Say, hey guys, we can finally get together, play with each other, play against each other, and then the guys kind of come out the woodwork. Go, wait, I want to play this one. All right, cool. Now that you're not going to play this one, we want to make sure you still feel part of the community and make sure that you're still a resource to everyone else. And the biggest thing is, again, is that veteran militia is built as a resource to each other. You know, if you're not having a great day, we've got brothers and sisters that can help you. If you're still in the military, we have folks that have had like I'm a retiree. I spent over 20 years in the Army, and there's still guys and gals that come to us for advice. Hey, what did you do in this situation when you had, you know, not a tactical thing, but like more of a personal thing and a professional thing? It's resourcing, always resourcing. You know,
I'm trying to buy my first house. How do I utilize the loan?
Actually, I do work in real estate.
Stuff like that. Yeah, hit this man up right here.
I do work at Linneman Realty and stuff.
But it's interesting. I mean, this, you know, having an older person to consult that's been there and done that is crucial.
Mentorship is a big thing. Mentorship is leadership, and everyone has something to bring to the table in experience. So use, and you know, in anything you do in life, everyone's a resource to you.
Yeah, and it's one of those situations and that's the issue for some of the veterans, that you have that big camaraderie and you have all these resources, and then you get out and you're kind of thrown into the winds of civilian life. And for a lot of people, especially if they've went through some really crazy stuff, or you know, have just so used to having that around them, that support system, both mentally and physically at all times, and it's gone all of a sudden, and then that's when things get tough.
It's like when it really comes to fruition when you're like, oh, I was actually part of the 1% of the United States. You're like, ugh, where's everyone out? And this is the way to call that formation and say, hey, we're here for each other.
So jumping into a very crucial point. If Air Force can pull this one off in the next 30 seconds, they still got a chance. And all the Marines need to do to move on to this final in the Commander's Cup against Navy is just hold on for dear life.
Body's peeling off right now.
Yeah, Marines going to make this one interesting. Air Force also pushing the issue. They're losing bodies. They lose 1 on the D side, 1 on the Snake side.
Under a minute, though, big move to their 40. Oh, but he takes the walk. Who do we got there for the Marines in the Snake wheeling and dealing?
Number 6 here.
Betancourt.
Yeah, Betancourt, man. I mean, he on his best days, he's an unstoppable force in the pros.
His eyes are on, and he's wide open.
So that should do it, as Betancourt's going to put the coffin nail. They just hold on, man. What are you doing? Lewis, what are you doing right now? Just let the time expire. Secure the win. Burn off the clock. Do you want to play another point? Then hit the buzzer. I'm sure Air Force would like to go and get a little bit more, but...
Right. Wrangle's like, no, man, I'm tired.
Yeah, well, the game's over as long as you just let it expire. They'll probably play a 9-second point. I mean, we could see more paintball. But what happens is they go to Air Force and they do want to play it.
Yeah.
And if they say, no, we don't want to play it, then they won't play it. So typically, when you're in this situation, you want it to run down under 5 seconds, and then you hit the buzzer.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, again, no big deal. Play more point of paintball. So we are hearing that might be it. Most likely it will be. So that is going to do it. Congratulations.
So it looks like it's the Marines versus the Navy tomorrow here on the pro field.
Going to be fun. You come back up for that one?
I'll come back up for that one, man. And
awesome.
It's a win-win for everyone. And again, thanks to the NXL for letting us do this. And thank you for the NXL and you, Matt, for always supporting the veteran community. It's a blessing to be here, and we really do appreciate it.
My pleasure, and happy Veterans Day.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it.
So that is going to do it here. The semifinals of Commanders Cup are over. Navy going to be playing the Marines tomorrow. Jeff Munoz, thank you so much. And again, if you are a veteran and you are interested out there, definitely hit up the Veteran Militia on their social media networks. Hit up Jeff personally on Instagram. Next up, it's going to be Dynasty taking on the Tauntauns and Impact taking on Heat, our top 4 squads here in the Champions Cup. And then more sets to go here. Day 1 competition at the World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall here on Go Sports. We'll see you guys in just a bit.
Through the battles at the 4 events so far. At the end of the season, a prize awaits. The very first NXL Champions Cup and the $40,000 that comes with it. 4 dominant teams sit at the top of our sport. Names that many fans have become familiar with over the past years, as they have proven yet again to be the best of the best.
And then look at this finish. Archie is refusing to give on the bigger man here. Goldman, they're unstoppable. They haven't lost a game in 2 events. Unbelievable historic performance here yet again from San Diego Dynasty. Completely dismantle Houston Heat.
San Diego Dynasty is in the #1 spot. The boys in blue have been on a run the past 2 seasons, as they have chalked up 4 major victories in a row, 5 of the last 9 events. Their potent mix of experience, aggression, and lethal creativity have earned them the right to call themselves the best team in the game, at least for now. Houston Heat sits in 2nd overall, though it has been over a year since they hoisted a first-place trophy. They have been a pillar of consistency, making it to every Sunday, and the worst they've done is 6th place. Heat keeps losing close games to stop their run on Sundays, but their roster contains some of the biggest superstars in paintball. They are well overdue for another win.
Edmonton Impact's going to win this game here. I think they have enough bodies as Jacob Edwards going to be able to hold them off.
Impact and Damage are tied for 3rd. They have both put up wins in 2022. Tampa Bay Damage, after a 10-year drought, finally brought home another victory in dramatic fashion. The final game in Texas came down to one-on-ones. They did it running 2 different lines, proving the talent and the depth of their roster.
Oh, and Jacob Edwards dropped the coast-to-coast shot. First time in about 10 years.
On the other hand, Edmonton Impact was able to ride a small roster to victory at the open event in Sacramento. In the final 3 games of the tournament, Impact outscored their opponents 18-1. They should be at full strength the rest of the year. That full roster is a murderer's row of all-stars. So based on what we've seen so far, these top 4 teams are the big favorites moving forward. But there have been upsets at every event. And as we go down the ranks, all of these teams have an outside chance at impressive finishes as we head towards the first Champions Cup. In 5th place, Seattle Thunder is a mixture of 2 teams trying to become one unit. They have been impressive early into this new venture, shocking the paintball world by making it to Sunday for 2 events in a row and making it into the top 4 in Sacramento. After a slow start to the year, both Baltimore Rebel and San Antonio X Factor are trending upward, with 3rd place finishes at their last events. The longtime legends LA Infamous are going in the opposite direction. After a 2nd overall last season, they haven't had the consistent offense needed to be elite. They took 12th at the last major, after 2 solid performances to open the season. The next tier of teams are all in the midst of defining themselves. In 9th place, the ML Kings were becoming a mainstay on Sunday, until they dropped out early at the last event in Sacramento. San Diego Aftermath has been fading after a top 4 finish at event #1, and they need a more consistent offensive push to give them a chance at these last 2 events.
Yeah, Smotroff gets shot, tries to somersault back. And that's it. Wow. That is going to do it. Columbus level knocking out the legends of Legion to move on into the semifinals. Unreal.
Columbus Level also started 2022 strong with the top 3 appearance, but stumbled at the next 2 events. Though they did make Sunday in Sacramento, they got completely dominated by Impact. The rookie pro squad New Orleans Hurricanes will try to summon the same game that they had at the second event in Texas, where they finished 6th and went 3-1 in the prelims. In 13th, Energy Elite has been refining their starting lineup, and they also finally cracked into the top 4 in Texas. But the other 2 events, they could only put up 2 wins out of 8 games. In one of the more dramatic twists of fate ever seen in professional paintball, the Latin Saints franchise has gone from a stacked superstar roster to a roster full of unproven divisional players, bravely attempting the impossible. They haven't won a single game since the first event, and they have been outscored by their opponents 12-47. The Los Angeles Ironmen stepped it up to the last event, and they took a heroic second place with a mostly brand new starting lineup, knocking out Dynasty and X Factor in the process. What a difference one tournament makes, as the future looks bright for the longest running pro team in the league. Seattle Uprising has quietly made 2 Sundays in a row, and so has Red Legion. The Legion has had a hard time both making events and getting their all-star starting lineup to events they can make. For them, the 2 8th place finishes at the only 2 events they've played are a disappointment. And speaking of disappointments, AC Diesel's talented roster has been grinding their gears this year, and they sit in 18th place as they have yet to make it to Sunday in 2022. And then there are the bottom 2 teams, Sacramento DMG and New York Extreme, who, though showing signs of improvement, have been struggling to win games. They have 2 more events to prove they still belong in the professional division.
Excuse me.
Welcome back here, 2022 NXL World Cup, the Champions Cup, brought to you by Bunker Kings. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Rich Telford here on